Why?
Let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this feel-good Friday, August 4th, 2023. This sports program starts right now. Football! Happened last night, that's right. We had NFL players playing football on a high school field that couldn't keep the lights on for 4 quarters and couldn't provide water afterwards for the boys to shower in, but we have football to react to, and we will certainly do that all day today.
Yeah.
Congrats to the Browns, get a big-time win.
Huge win.
Now, we are 0 for 1 in sports gambling. Shout out to one half of the hammer, Dahn, Cowboys, Tone Diggs. Tone, DTR, a dog.
Yeah.
You should have known that.
Yeah.
We've known that since high school in Vegas. Obviously, in college, you went through some learning curves as they were trying to reshape an entire culture at UCLA. He got on that field, looked inspired.
Yep.
He got on that field, he looked fast. He knew what he was doing. He threw an absolute strike to win that game last night. Couldn't have expected that, I guess. Is that what you're thinking here, Ty?
No, I mean, you had no idea. I mean, the scouting report on Kellen Mond was right. It was right on everything else. I didn't realize Tom Doyle was going to play that long. Kind of handcuffed.
Thanks, Tip.
Come on.
He was the best part.
Boyle.
Kind of handcuffed Strafolsky, but you know, it is what it is. You're gonna have that at the end of some preseason games. Listen, this is fun.
Well, we will just like to go on record that we will not be able to be 900 and whatever it was and 0.
Yep.
No.
Because of all the games that we're going to bet on, every single one of them with a nice outcome or spread or money line bet, some sort of one bet on every single game. And we thought maybe we would be able to go perfect this year after getting our asses kicked last year.
Yeah.
We thought the Jets were the right decision because Zach Wilson's obviously going to play a little football.
Yeah.
And whenever you talk about Zach Wilson completing that 57-yarder right down the left side, and now allegedly this was an Aaron Rodgers play call where he goes to a hack. He goes, why don't we let this guy open it up a little bit? And he drops one in a bucket for a big-time play. Now, they would obviously go on and kick a field goal here.
Yep,
and,
that's right.
And kind of move forward, even though I thought this was, when I saw it happen, just naturally getting back into watching football, I'm like, oh, they got to be at like the 5 or the 10 or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
They did that backed up. Zach Wilson,
yeah.
after the game, by the way, all smiles, complimenting his wide receivers, complimenting his teammates on the sideline, laughing a little bit, seemingly, developing into an NFL quarterback here behind Aaron. Now, he wasn't perfect for sure. There were some real Zach Wilson moments last night. It's preseason football. You're going to expect that. They had a running back for the Jets, too, that looked like he had his thing out of the University of Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Old Izzy gets busy. Today here, and immediately, not even a question, was he in, was he out, did he get the ball over the line? He knew. He starts doing his dance, as soon as he scores that touchdown. It was nice to experience that and feel that again. The energy of a team marching down a field and getting past the line that is painted that says, you should dance right now, pal. You saw the New York Jets logo there, and I thought to myself, you know what? Feels like a different vibe with this.
Oh yeah,
It does.
Hi.
Feels like everybody's like very proud to be a Jet.
Weird.
Like back in the day, when Rex Ryan would say, that's fucking New York Jet football. Like people listen, yeah, that is New York. Feels like they got a real moxie, a real swagger.
Yeah.
Aaron did an interview last night, crushed it. Looked so happy.
Always pumped.
Then at the end, 2 coaches step in front of him, one Bob, one, I believe, defense coordinator. And he does little bunny ears on his way out. How you doing? Seems to be so comfortable. The team loves themselves. But with that being said, they're on 1.
That's right.
They are on 1.
The Cleveland Browns come in and get a massive win. I don't think any of us were expecting that. Congrats to them. The over hits as well.
Yeah.
Should have known that was coming. Football's back. It's a celebration. The Toxic Table was here. At Boston Connor, at Boston Connor's Mullet, and at Ty Schmidt. Connor, watching that game last night, what did you feel? Let me tell you what I felt.
Okay.
So, holy shit, we got football.
Yeah.
I was watching Football Night in America there. That show's interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
Can't wait to watch that all year.
Sure.
I'm excited, the addition of that Devin McCourty. I'm see if he's as good as his brother is on Good Morning Football, obviously, and they'll find their gel. And there wasn't a lot of football for them to react to, which is what normal Football Night in America is.
Exactly.
Football Night in America is a recap quickly of everything that happened on Sunday if you're not able to watch every single game. And then also here's some features about what we got tonight. It is a beautiful show. Last night we got a chance to see the scene or the set or the design or the crew for the first time. time. You know, it was long, not a lot of shit to talk about.
No, not at all.
Not a lot of shit to talk about, but I still thought it did pretty well. Talk to the Hall of Famers and do that whole thing. But it made you feel like, okay, we're back.
Yes. Big
We're
time.
back. Then you hear Tirico and Collinsworth talking, and Collinsworth, he addressed the Deshaun Watson thing early in a very, I thought, good way.
Perfect.
In a very free way. No, you don't normally hear that type of talk coming from over game plays with commentator. I think Collinsworth was almost like a podcaster last night. You know, because you're talking about a lot of things happening. He was giving a lot of his opinions, a lot of his takes. When he brought up Deshaun, he said, like, listen, I very much understand that everything off the field is very serious, but this is a football game. I get paid to talk about football. Like, he just addressed it openly and said it. So here's my football take on Deshaun Watson. I appreciated him doing that. It felt a little looser, and obviously Tirico is able to host anything that he wants to because how smooth he is. But as you're listening to them talk over plays and you start seeing some things happen, you start seeing some tackles, some shots, some dancing, some strikes happening, that 57-yarder. It's like, we're here. We did it.
We did it.
I felt good watching that game last night. As soon as the lights go off, like, Mickey Mouse.
Of course.
No offense.
Yep,
I'm
right.
out of here. Now, you got to remember, for me, as a person that the only time I've ever been to this field, this city, or this game, it got canceled because they put a rubber tarp over top of fresh paint, which acted as a magnifying glass for the sun, pretty much, to cook the paint.
Sure.
And it just melted everything all over the field. The turf field.
Right.
That some guys don't necessarily love and actually got off the field last night. I think, and I don't know how everybody feels about this, they got to figure out something different than this fucking game to start this Hall of Fame game. Okay? And I have no idea. I've not checked the pulse on whether or not I'm in the minority or the majority. But the lights going off in the third quarter, like, this is the NFL's first night. This is how we're honoring all of the great. Joe Thomas, greatest tackle of all time, some people are saying. Rondé Barber, the man that created the nickelback position pretty much down in Tampa. Zach Thomas is going in. Klecko is going in. This crew of people that are going in are Goliaths in the NFL world. The NFL first back. Sunday Night Football, the highest rated thing in regular season, is the one producing this all. Can't keep the lights on. There's no water afterwards for the showers for guys to get out of there. You got to go to training camp earlier than everybody else. You got to use a locker room that's a nice high school, like a very, very, very nice high school stadium. But it's just like, why? Why are we even risking somebody getting hurt at this? Why are we even thinking about having this extra thing? There has to be a different way that you can kick off Hall of Fame weekend while using that. Have some sort of show. Have some sort of Q&A. Have some sort of something. I think the game, although I enjoyed watching football happen again,
for sure,
is just getting to a point where it's like, we all know what this is. None of these guys are playing, really. It's kind of stupid. And if we lose anybody in this game, we are all going to be incredibly pissed off about it. And the lights going off is just like another thing on it. That's how I personally feel. Connor, your thoughts?
Well, so last year we had this same conversation. I don't know if you remember, but we broached the idea of like, okay, why don't we have some sort of 7-on-7 Hall of Fame game, like with the actual Hall of Fame?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Instead of having the team.
Who is in good enough shape?
Yes, exactly.
Obviously, doesn't have to be everybody.
No.
And then we put up some money here for a donation.
Bingo.
And for the guys, money too. For the guys.
For the players, and then a charity to match whatever.
And it's fun. They're mic'd up.
Yeah, the entire time. A bunch of fans are still there. And the easy way to do it, too, is like.
I do remember us talking.
Yeah, the teammates of the players. Like, granted, Tiki Barber could probably come and play with his brother, but like teammates of the teams from those guys' teams when they were, playing going into the Hall of Fame. Like, that also brings in like the reunion aspect of it. Because remember, Peyton, when he did his, there was all those guys there that he used to play with, and, his family, his brothers. Like, if they had a 7-on-7 game of like the Mannings and some of the guys they played with versus Palomalu and some of the guys that Troy played with, like that was kind of the idea that we were talking about.
There just has to be something else. And, we have no idea why the big, huge human, David Baker.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yes. Need him back.
I mean, that came out of nowhere.
Missed
Yeah.
And there was a lot of conversation immediately, like, oh, that seems like that's a bit abrupt quickly out of nowhere. That's probably not good.
Right.
And then everybody's kind of come out and been like, nope, this is just kind of time is up.
Yeah.
Kind of done with it. Wants to move, wants to go back home, wants to do his whole thing. And I would say this about David Baker. Obviously, he is gigantic.
Yep.
Yes.
Huge.
So large.
Like
7'5".
650.
okay. I was going to say 4, but
Yeah. He
Couple
might be
times.
now.
That motherfucker was active, though.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
He was everywhere.
I think what I've learned most through this whole negotiating for our show myself situation is like the best executives are just the most active. Like they answer every email. They answer every single call. They go to every single meeting. They are always engaged, always everything. Like that's what like good and some people equate like not doing that to laziness. Some people are hardworking people, but not supposed to be executives because they don't like dealing with all the bullshit that executives have to deal with. Like the standard email that is just like hey, this happened, instead of just getting read and not responded to, like they're responding to it and they're saying, hey, everything's gonna be okay. Like that is like what I think makes these people climb the executive ranks.
Sure.
So being the head of the Hall of Fame for the NFL, pretty high executive job or whatever. Baker was seemingly everywhere.
Yeah.
And whenever he was talking, he was, I mean, Roger Goodell is an adult. This is an adult.
Right.
It's crazy.
Here. This is an adult next to that human. Do we even know who's running it now?
No.
No idea.
You know what I mean? Like, I understand the paint got fucked up under David Baker's watch, but he was very active in, like, talking to the teams, talking to the media, like, hey, this is what's going on. It almost felt like he treated it as, like, this is our home. Like, we apologize that this has happened, but we still got to pay respect. I don't even know who's running the Hall of Fame last night.
No idea.
And as soon as those lights go off, I go to bed, so I guess I didn't follow it enough. But it's like, who's... You know, like David Baker, I think, endeared himself to a lot of people.
For sure.
Like, who's running the Hall of Fame now? Not that the Hall of Fame hasn't endeared itself to people. The Hall of Fame will always be the Hall of Fame. But the Hall of Fame kind of acts as its own business almost, as its own operation.
Yeah.
Certainly associated with the NFL. We'll kind of take this whole thing. But they're their own thing happening out there. Who's running it? Will this game continue? I'm not 100% sure. I like the weekend of celebration of the past. Sure. But damn, man, 1 quarter, 2 quarters last night. But you know what, though? DTR getting in there was fucking awesome.
Sick.
Right.
DTR getting in there was sweet.
Jets. I was surprised. Jets had both of their first round DNs from the last 2 years playing, which was surprising to me. And then Mekhi Becton didn't like the field. He's like, gotta get out of here.
Dude, imagine somebody gets hurt in this game that matters. Sean Sweejum, the kicker for the Steelers.
Sushi,
He blew his knee out in the Hall of Fame game. It's just like, what a nightmare for all parties there. But I like the football was back.
Yeah.
But I think we could do it in a different way. I think we can do it in a different way to say the NFL's back without having to do what they did last night.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. Like, it's unless you have absolutely nothing else to do and then nothing to do the following day, like, it's tough at halftime to be like, all right, I'm going to wait 15, 20 minutes and I'm going to strap in for the second half. Like, it's very tough to do that. But also, like, because we've waited so long and the NFL's back, it's hard just to like bitch about the refs and stuff like that. But we talked about it before the show. It's like you have so many penalties because these guys haven't been in camp very long. A lot of these guys aren't ever going to play in the NFL. So it's just like super sloppy. And at a certain point, you know, it's just like, what are we doing out here?
We get it. It's a legal formation.
Yeah,
ref.
exactly.
There should be some like Hall of Fame flag that they're able to do. They're able to like click a button.
Right.
Like in practices, for instance.
Yeah.
And refs come to practice and there'll be a catch and they'll just like hold their flag up and wave it. They're like, oh, buddy was lined up offsides. Like before this thing, he was covering up the tight end. Last night, there was like 4 illegal formations. And none of it like mattered because it was an incomplete pass. And it's like everything that was kind of taking place, it all felt like that's warranted. That's warranted. I wish there was something where they would just be like, hey.
Yeah, treat it more like a scrimmage almost.
Yeah, you need to know that this, because the refs are saying we're being told that this is.
Hey, this is our preseason too.
We need to get better. That wide receiver's lined up over that tight end. I mean, we can all see. I told him to sit back. Well, that guy's about to shit his pants because he has no idea if this is his last rep playing football ever in his entire life.
Right.
And also, he is trying to figure out what play is being called. He's not even thinking about it. This is vastly different than the regular season. It would be nice if they kind of tempered expectation
a little bit
on how that whole thing would go too, with players that some of them, most of them, are going to be doing other professions here in about 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
For the rest of their lives.
Right, because at the very least, if it was just a little bit more smooth, because like it just takes it out of it so much. Like you'll get like maybe like Zach Wilson, you know, you'll have a big completion like that or like a nice play, and it's like, okay, here we go, we're starting to get into it, and then boom, you get 2 penalties, you get 2 illegal formations in a row, and it's just like, all right, well now it's 3rd and 18, they're gonna run one up the gut here, and then we're punting, and then we're doing the same thing.
It's Feel Good Friday. I don't want to be negative.
Yeah.
All we want to say is Hall of Fame weekend can still be awesome without having to do what that is right there.
Absolutely.
And everybody's life is better too. Like you got to remember Hall of Fame game, and I've mentioned a couple of times, you're going to training camp like 4 days earlier than everybody else. 4 days doesn't sound like much, but whenever you're only getting like 27 days or 30 days for really something, you can make guys' lives a lot better, I think, too, if you were to do it. Not a bad thing, I guess people will say for the next CBA.
There you go.
There'll be some negotiation.
And speaking of that, too, negotiation, I thought last night was a massive movement for kick return. Like, there were massive kick returns on both sides, both the Browns and the Jets. Jets right before halftime. If that kick return is different, they don't, get that last-second field goal by Greg DeLeg before half. So that was a big thing for me.
Yeah, Kent York had a nice tackle, by the way. Nice little kicker tackle last night. He missed.
Yeah, right away.
Yeah, first drive.
49.
So this is inside kicker talk. He's hitting a fade, right? He did not expect that ball to miss, by the way, that 49-yarder, that push to the right.
Mm-hmm.
When he hit that ball's going in. So whenever it missed and there's Browns fans that are like, boo, he's thinking the same exact thing. I don't think then he hit a draw a little bit later on an extra point. Like, I'm watching his ball flight, and I'm like, that's not, you know what I mean? He's got some going this way. He's got some, I think, going this way. That's not necessarily a good thing. No. You know what I mean? And he had, I think, a couple great moments last year with the Browns. He beat the Panthers, I think, with like a 56-yarder.
Yeah, was he rookie last year?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Out of LSU, like a 56-yarder or something like that. Murdered the ball. And then, like, the next week, I think he missed like 3 up in Cleveland and something like that. And Cleveland is impossible to kick at, but they've been on him a bit. Like, because he got drafted high and because of how last year went, where he was kind of hit or miss, which rookie kickers are going to have that, I think, because, it's a little bit different ball game, different ball, actually. You get the pressure of an entire franchise and city on you as opposed to college, which is like your scholarship. And certainly the fans are going to hate you, but it is a little bit different when there's money on the line and, getting a chance to take care of your family. So that could change a little bit. But he's hitting balls both ways right now. He's got an incredible talent. I was wondering last year why he was missing any. I'm like, this guy's fucking great. Like, I love the way he kicks the ball. It goes real high. Last night, a little movement both ways. Greg Legg was...
Yeah, he was real sharp.
Yeah.
There was I forget which one it was, maybe his third kick. It was starting to go to the left a little bit. He hit that ball fat, and it was still going straight. I was like, that's when you know things are going well.
Yeah.
He didn't get, it's like when you hit those PXGs and you hit it off the toe or the heel and it's still going straight as opposed to like a boom, boom. Greg DeLeg had one last night. I didn't think he hit clean, but it was still like just staying straight. It's like, that's a good feeling. Yeah. That's got to be, he came out perfect. Thomas Morstead hit a bomb, but Horquez murdered one last night. Bounced off the guy's chest, beat him up, ball, rookie, welcome to the NFL. Yeah, these things are a little bit different than, college legs hitting these balls. They're coming in a little quicker. Bang, out of bounds at the 5. That's a great start. He's in a competition. I'm assuming he's going to win that one because the other guy came in the second half, had a ball turned sideways on him, and he fucking was like, ooh, that's tough. I've never been in one of those, like, in-game competition things. That would be very nerve-wracking, I think, because you go in for, like, a pooch is your opportunity. It's like, okay, I got to hit this good, but also like Gunner misses this is a touchback, and the other guy gets like a ball in the 35.
Let her eat.
35 is basically like just try to hit a home run. So when the ball's being snapped from the 35, like 35 to 40, pretty much, it's like, all right, we're just trying to murder this ball. Because if you get a touchback, who cares? It would be a 65-yard punt with a 45-yard net, or it'd be a 60-yard punt with a 40-yard net. Both of those. Win-win.
Gets it done.
So you're just trying to murder the ball. But Horquez hits that one from like his own 20. I think snaps like 34 or 35. It's like he has clear reign to fucking murder that ball. And then the other guy's just like, I got to touch it a little bit. I got to turn it. I'm like, that's tough. But Horquez murders it. Good showing from the special teams last night.
Big time. Yeah, it was awesome. And then we haven't talked about it yet, but the start of it, like when I sat down after the pregame show, after, taking my pregame poop. And the national anthem starts, and DeMarcus Ware, one guy that I remember watching and just thinking to myself, God, that's one of the scariest humans I've ever seen on a football field. And for him to go out there and put on a show like that, I genuinely hope that he releases an album because that's some of the best vocals I've ever heard in my entire life.
We don't have to do this. We don't have to do this.
Music these days isn't good, and this guy put on a fucking show tonight.
We don't have
no auto-tune.
Nope.
No auto-tune.
No
His
bull.
Hall of Fame weekend as a tribute to one of his former teammates who has passed on, Demaryius Thomas, who he said he used to sing the national anthem with next to him every single game. And he said when he was out there, it felt like Demaryius, who was an absolute dog on the football field and beloved by everybody, felt like he was with him. Now, that being said, that is an incredibly touching story. I don't think the entire internet knew that whenever they were cooking DeMarcus Ware for how his national anthem was going there. But there was a lot of people saying, like Fergie and many others are very thankful that DeMarcus Ware decided to do this on his Hall of Fame weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what, and that story, like not taking anything away from that because
Awesome.
that is cool and that's sweet that they let him do it. But also, like, if he didn't know, he should have known that people were going to react like that because it was terrible. It wasn't, like I appreciate that he got up there and did it.
It's the national anthem.
I understand that.
Terrible.
I understand that. But
I don't think he flubbed a word.
No, in the hand movement.
did.
Not one
He did,
flub
but it
of a word.
didn't
Did he flub? I don't
sound
think
good.
Not one fucking word, not one fucking note.
And he had,
Not one
that's the-
octave.
It took forever. Also,
Well,
It's
he's
like-
going slow. The guy with the drums.
Well,
or
typically
piano.
the national anthem. I mean, on the Super Bowl, it's what, like 2:20. Like he sang for like 6 minutes.
No.
The anthem doesn't need to be that long to begin with. It didn't sound good. Again, I appreciate the stuff with him and Demarcus Thomas, and then letting him do it on his Hall of Fame weekend. But just get a fucking singer to sing the national anthem, please.
Let him sing with.
Yeah, there you go. That's fine. But don't throw him out there like, he actually fucking sounds like Stevie Wonder.
So
Let's
here's the
let this
thing.
guy-
I actually thought about this. David Baker would not have let this happen all by himself.
Exactly.
They would have put him with somebody.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think they would have put
DB
him.
probably would have been
But
out
I would
there.
like to say to DeMarcus Ware, hey, man, that takes massive guts, Zach.
I love it.
Absolutely.
I love
I'm
that.
not disputing that.
Especially because I would assume DeMarcus is a pretty self-aware human being.
Yeah.
Ty?
I hope so, but that kind of says otherwise.
Ty.
I assume he is. It just wasn't very good, and it didn't need to happen. It was a cool
on.
gesture. It was a cool gesture. I'm fully on board with that. But again, took way too long.
Feel Good Friday, what are
and
you
it
doing?
just didn't sound good.
This
Well,
is
I
two
just-
things.
well,
We've been pretty negative.
Well, that's the thing is we don't need to be coming in here and saying, I hope this guy releases his own
I
album.
do.
Because guess what? He's going to be fucking singing every single national
I hope
anthem
he
at
is.
Broncos games
Yes.
and at Cowboys games.
What?
And we don't need that.
Yes, we
he
do.
doesn't need that. Because he doesn't need to wake up on Monday morning.
There's
and be
no
like,
way he went on the X app last night.
Yeah, probably not.
There's
Probably
no
not.
way he
And
could-
that's a good thing.
Well, maybe, yeah.
He only goes on one app, and it's the app to
His
get him
own
yoked.
app.
His own app. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Dude, I heard him talk to, what's her name?
Who was that?
was it the lady who asked Zach Thomas why he was emotional and then asked to tell her about when he got hit by a truck when he was a kid?
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, it was awesome. When the lights went out, she was like, I know you're trying not to cry, but tell us about when you got hit by a truck when you were in the 6th grade.
So when the lights went out, I left.
Oh, okay,
This
yeah.
must have been after that.
Yeah, once the lights went out, that's when they were like, fuck, bring in Clarko and
She's
Thomas.
been around. She's been in media. She's OG.
Yeah.
She's very good.
I want to say Stacey Dales, but that's not who it was.
Stacey Dale's NFL Network.
Right.
Yep. Let's see.
Anyways, DeMarcus Ware did a good interview last night.
Yes, he did.
And while he was talking, I just kept like thinking to myself, how nice of a human being this guy seems. You know? So then I go on X and I see all the posts people have on, because he was trending #1 in the world.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He was trending alongside national anthem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was so good.
So I'm listening to this guy do this interview, and it's good. It's such a nice guy. You know, smiling,
Unbelievable.
joyful.
Yeah.
And then I just go on the X app and I accidentally tap his name. People are saying mean stuff.
Very
People are
They
mean.
weren't talking about him being nice.
No, they were talking about him singing.
Yeah.
And they sounded meaner than Ty.
I don't think I was being mean. I think I'm just being real. I think I'm just
Being
being
kind
real.
of mean.
They should have given him an auto-tune, though, at least.
Something.
No, you
I thought
guys,
he
you
was
guys are
fine
right.
just
You
how
should-
he was.
You should have had someone out there with.
That's what I'm talking about, Tone. Thank you for that. It's the national anthem. It's going to sound good no matter what.
Exactly. Doesn't matter whose voice is coming out, as long as it's those lyrics in
Yeah.
that order, it's fucking beautiful.
If Vernon Davis can go on Sports Center and cry his eyes out, then yeah, DeMarcus Ware can go and sing the national anthem when he's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame.
I'm not 100% sure how you're tying those two together. One is incredible thespian.
Yeah, I was gonna say the guy's acting.
incredible vocals.
See, that's what Ty was talking about, though.
Yeah.
Like, you took it two steps. Now
Yep.
we know.
Now we know.
Now
You
we
took
know.
it
that
way
I
you're
think
too
it's
far.
incredible
Yeah,
vocals.
You said
So-
too much. Like, whenever you said you hope he has an album, I kind of was hoping the same thing.
I
like,
do.
DeMarcus seemingly really enjoys music and singing and stuff. You get him in a studio with DJ Khaled in between a couple golf rounds.
There we go.
Boom.
He'll put some autotune on that thing.
Right.
They'll start cooking some stuff up. You get him in there with Danny Blanco,
Sure.
you know, who I met at the ESPYs.
Mm-hmm.
Had no idea that's who that was.
Benny.
Benny.
Actually,
he goes by Denny a lot of the time.
Yeah,
you know
Big
who he
Dan.
should have sung? Like, I think he
Or
would have
Chuck.
harmonized perfectly with like Boys to Men if they were next to him singing last night.
Exactly.
See,
That'd been awesome.
That's what we're saying. They could have protected him a little
Right.
bit more.
Blake Shelton at The Voice. You get him in the stew with Blake Shelton, they're coming out with a
Do you know
hit.
how many chairs turn around if they listen to that national anthem? Fucking all of them.
Yeah,
immediately.
boom.
I do believe there would be a what the fuck's going on?
Who is that?
You know,
Exactly.
There would be one of those that
mean-
would take place. But DeMarcus Ware, what I think Ty's trying to say is this is all from a place of empathy because this is a massive weekend.
It's his weekend.
It's a massive weekend for DeMarcus Ware. And we're worried that he potentially did open that X app last night. And he's going into it in a fashion where
Yeah.
there's some people saying some very rude
Yeah.
things.
This might be the first 10 minutes of his Hall of Fame speech. Like, well, okay, for all you assholes out there who didn't like my national
You
anthem.
think he's editing currently?
Maybe.
Well, I guess we gotta address it.
It's possible.
They've been tweeting about me for 72 hours.
Yep.
Gotta address it. Anthem, lead off. I am excited for some speeches this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're
I
going to
think
be
we're gonna
great.
get some really good ones.
Yep.
I wonder what they're gonna do with time limit wise. And once again, this is a whole like post David Baker era. Like I think David Baker was like beloved by everybody so much. So I think there was like a time limit, but also like everybody kind of understands that they'll be. What if this new guy's like or girl, whoever it is, we don't know who it is.
guy.
Guy?
Yeah.
What's the name?
I just had it up. Hold on.
Memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim Porter is
Okay.
old buddy's name.
James.
He was the chief marketing communications officer under David Baker.
For the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so he's been there, done that.
Hire from within.
What if he starts playing the band whenever they get past 5 minutes?
Man.
You know, for the speeches, strike the band, play him off the stage.
That'd be a
There's
bold-
some guys though that like, come
Need
on,
it.
man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ray Lewis.
But then there's some no.
A Peyton.
What's that?
Like Peyton. Like you let Peyton go longer. Like you let
Yeah, that's
some
what
of
I meant.
those guys.
Yeah, but not. Oh, you're saying who can go longer? You said
Well, Ray could have went for 4 to 5 days if he really wanted to.
That's true.
Ray's a speaker. He's
He
a good
is.
talker. What do you want from him?
Yeah.
The guy's a professional. He's gifted. He's talented.
Yes.
That's what he's known for.
Delivers sermons.
Yeah.
That's what he is known for. Speaking very well.
Right.
And
Say it.
his buddy grabbing his gun and shooting some guy.
Allegedly.
But
Come on.
He was found
Yeah.
not guilty.
that's why I said his buddy.
He was found not guilty in that whole thing. And he would go on to become one of the most inspiring and influential football players of all time.
Yes.
right.
One of the greatest of all time.
For sure.
Just like everybody else that's going into the Hall of Fame. But there's some people who, I feel like they don't understand the assignment.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
I feel like some people understand the assignment, some people don't understand the assignment. And it's tough because whenever you get into one of those ones who you certainly respect the player and everything, and they start talking, and it's like, all right, come on. Let's get to some substance. This is your weekend, though. You're allowed to do whatever you want. Feels like you're kind of taking advantage of us.
Sure.
Because you have the opportunity to say whatever you want, but we are enjoying it. You never know when the next one's going to start, so you have to stay.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a tough game where you can't like bounce out. Oh, this is going to be over in 10 minutes, 15 minutes and come back. So we're about to spend a good 5-6 hours with this Hall of Fame on Saturday. And I just want to let everybody know I'm excited to learn stories about how all these guys go out to where they
I heard Joe Thomas is going to have a grill next to the podium, next to the microphone. He's going to be fucking grilling some steaks while he's giving his speech. which
So
is fucking
I would
awesome.
enjoy that
Be
a
a good
lot.
touch.
Did you hear that pop for Joe last night whenever
Oh, yeah.
he came out?
Loud.
Very close. To the-
Loud.
Yeah.
Loud pop for Joe Thomas.
They're pumped for him. Plus, anytime some guy dedicates his, prime years of his football life, actually all the years of his football life, to a shitty place like Cleveland,
Yep.
you got to cheer for him at least. But I really hope they don't do the entire clap off, because I saw Klecko get interviewed, and looking in those eyes, he's got some demons. So if you clap that guy off the stage,
What are you doing?
he will not go quietly into the night.
What are you
I'm just
talking
saying.
about? I didn't see this interview. I don't know what you're talking about. I can't wait to hear Klecko go now.
Yeah, no, me too. Because that guy, boy, he's got some stories, and he's got some skeletons for good reason.
What's this guy's deal?
I'm just
This is a
just
Feel
saying.
Good Friday.
Is this not
We
Feel Good
got-
Friday?
It's a Feel Good Friday.
I do feel good.
All right, let's restart. Let's restart right here.
All right.
Okay.
Yannick Ngakoue got a $10.5 million deal for the Chicago Bears.
Come on.
Really?
That's more than any running back will get at this. At
Forever.
For basically.
And he
Yannick
refuses to-
Ngakoue, great free agent, still available. We had him here in Indianapolis. Now, obviously, we ended up with the 4th overall pick in the NFL draft, so the year didn't go great for our team. But this guy was a hell of a player.
Yeah.
He was very well liked by the locker room, I do believe, and his teammates. Eberflus did not coach him whenever he was there, but similar system, I guess. So there's a lot of people that are very familiar with each other that have been chatting. So this feels like a good signing for the Chicago Bears. I'm happy for him getting $10.5 million on August 3rd, 2023, this deep into the football schedule and football calendar. He played it right, sounds like, and now he get 3 weeks of training camp, and we're off and running.
Well, yeah, I talked to him last year when we were at training camp. Incredibly, incredibly nice guy. Incredible pass rusher. I guess the knock against him is that he is not very good at defending the run, but, I mean, who cares? Go after the fucking quarterback.
Yeah, it's football in 2023 now. Now, in the NFC North, Lions going to run the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
Packers probably going to run the ball.
For sure.
If A.J. Dillon can hold on football.
Well,
Bears.
There's been a lot of reports he's been fumbling the football.
No, he's just been letting his teammates get the
A
ball.
lot of fumbles.
No, he's just been letting his teammates try to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, well,
Hey, you guys want to work on strips? Cool, work on me.
he had applesauce on.
I like that, actually.
That's what he did. You see, you guys want to work on strips? Cool. You see these quads, you guys can do whatever you got to do.
Exactly.
They're going to run the ball, but nonetheless, got to get to the quarterback in 2023. Congrats to Yannick Ngakoue, and congrats to the Chicago Bears, seemingly only getting better.
Let's go. Fair Dahn, boys.
Now, granted, they were the worst team in the NFL last year.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
Beat the Patriots, though.
number one overall pick.
Yep.
Beat the Patriots, sure. Didn't beat really anybody else, though. So they had the number one overall pick, so they can only get better, you would assume.
right.
And this feels like a good signing. All signs are pointing up for the Chicago Bears. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, to celebrate a monumental day.
Oh, yeah.
We are just
34 days.
until NFL football is officially kicked off with the Lions and the Chiefs on that Thursday night that we all look forward to on September 7th. To celebrate us being 34 days away is a number 34 that everybody on earth knows and loves. Ladies and gentlemen, the founder of the Heisman, Weed Strand,
What?
the founder of Lila, which is a dating app which goes off of zodiac signs.
Yeah, astrology
and such. Also a man who is known for being an absolute beast on the football field, independent thinker, and always positive about life. Ladies and gentlemen, Ricky Williams. How are you, boss man?
Oh, wonderful.
Bro, I've been looking forward to chatting with you again. I think literally since the last time we talked, you're in the running, right, of one of the most interesting humans of all time. And since the last time we've chatted, you've started like 2 more businesses. I assume that 34 Wine and Spirits is another one. Your brain is such a... Hey, we appreciate you, Ricky.
Yeah,
What's going on
Thank
with the
you.
Wine and Spirits? Is this a new company that you're launching?
It's actually one of my oldest companies. It's a store we started back in, I think, 2013, 2012 in Austin. And, you know, it's really an ode to altered states of consciousness. And life is tough, and we all need a drink or a hit,
What?
you know, to keep perspective and to relax. So I'm a big fan.
Yeah, hell yeah, me too. I love everything that story is seemingly about. Have you ever done any of the hallucinogens or anything like that? Like ayahuasca, obviously. When Aaron did ayahuasca or came on and talked about doing ayahuasca, you know, I think a lot of people in the world were potentially introduced to this stuff that's been around for like thousands of years, pretty much. Is this something that you still do? What is your day-to-day life like right now, Ricky?
No, it's really work. And for me, work, I'm doing the things that I love. I have Heisman, so I'm promoting the Heisman lifestyle and Leela. And it's not a dating app, but it is an astrological app. And so it's really, I found in my life when I got so like, even though it was football and it's wonderful, I got so like singularly focused that I forgot about the bigger things going on in life. And so I find the things, astrology, cannabis, ayahuasca, these things help us keep perspective.
Yeah, and obviously your story was documented loudly because of how great you were on the football field. I mean, we were looking up pictures of you earlier, and the Texas highlights are obviously in abundance, but in the NFL, you still, I mean, all the way through, I think with the Ravens, you were still, I mean, you were a super talent in football. Do you still watch football? What are your thoughts on the sport of football and your experience with it?
Well, you know, so back in 2004, when I walked away from the NFL, I had this moment where my whole life flashed in front of me. And all of the major scenes in my life were all attached to football. So it's a part of who I am. It will always be a part of who I am because I've put so much time and love and effort into it. I'm a connoisseur. So anytime football is on, I'm critiquing every single step of every single player. Can't help it.
Okay, so you still love the game, it sounds like. Still watch the game.
Yeah, it's in me. I can't, as much as I've tried, I can't take it out of me.
Have you been keeping up with the
the hours? The hours and hours of watching film and listening to coaches talk. And yes, I have been following the running back story. And, I saw Saquon's interview, and I felt like I was in a time machine listening to myself talk, because I was in a very similar situation. And it's weird because from the football side of things, it's a business and there's a market. And based on from strictly business, okay, running backs, right? You can get them for cheap. If you spend too much money, they get hurt, and usually they think outside the box. And so they're not always easiest to deal with. So I completely understand. But from the running backs position, and I like what the running backs are saying right now, because it's true. Running backs, when we're young, before we get banged up too much, we're better. We have a higher value. And so I think if running backs, when they come out, demand more up front, and it's just known that a running back, if you're lucky, you'll get 5 good years. And then just because of the nature of the situation, right, they're not going to last very long, And so in the olden days, and Norv Turner said this to me, it was when I was going through, minor contract negotiations with the Dolphins, and this was the old school way of looking at running backs. Norv would say, he was talking about Eric Dickerson specifically. He would say, sometimes when you're young, you don't get paid what you're worth, but later contracts, they make up for it, But I think now running back is not such a valuable position, so we got to change the game.
That's an interesting theory there, business-wise, to kind of present it. It's like, hey, running backs, whenever you guys are drafted, you need to know that now is the time because you're going to be very valuable for this team because of how good you're going to be able to play over the next 3 to 4 years. After then, realistically, you're even saying that this seems like a good self-awareness case from the running backs as well, saying like, yeah, you do start getting banged up as you get older. You do slow down a little bit. That is a reality of the position because of how many hits are on a human body can only be so much. Could you imagine all the running backs that get drafted kind of go in their own little group and they're like, no, we're not fucking, that would be crazy.
I think it needs to happen. But the other part of it, I think, from the running back's perspective, and this is just from my experience, and of course I'm biased, but for running backs to have the expectation, I'll play 5 good years, okay, and then I'll be ready to do something else. And if you get the money up front, you can start to make those plans earlier.
And if you go longer,
Tony Michel.
If you go all,
Tony Michel, it's a great example.
It's house money, you know what I mean? If you go longer than 5 years, it's like house money. Okay, if I play 7 years, 8 years, that's 3 years, 2 years, 3 years extra money that I just get to kind of play with. You said Sony Michel. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I cut you off there.
I'm saying Sony Michel. I think 5 years, and he decided to retire. I think this is the sweet spot. I think at 5 years for me is when I walked away. I think for a running back, if the target is 5 years, I'm going to get my money in those 5 years, and then I'm going to get ready to do something else. I think everybody wins.
So you only sign 2-year deals whenever you're a rookie. I think that's the way you get around it.
It's smart.
Because you wouldn't be able to say, hey, we want more money now with the draft, because all the drafts are slotted, basically, those contracts these days. So it would have to be like running backs only sign 2-year deals or something, which I think you could get all the running backs to kind of agree with.
Smart.
Could kind of get everybody in there. I think that'd be the easiest way. Hopefully they'll be able to figure it out, because the position, historically, so many legends. And not that there isn't now. You see Christian McCaffrey, John Lynch just said like 2 days ago that whenever he was playing at safety, he felt like the safety position was an undervalued position as well. So he understands what the running backs are going through right now. And he said that we got a good guy that we're paying because we feel like he unlocked our offense. Is he a guy that you watch and you enjoy? Is there any other running backs that you think are up in that top tier that deserve a little bit more conversation? Anything like that?
It's tough because, in the moment when the running back is healthy, and I think this is the issue, right? We fall in love, right? We give them all the money. And then because the nature of the position, right? A lot of times they get hurt. And you build your whole offense around this one player. And now that one player is gone, the offense is kind of screwed. I mean, this is what happened to me in New Orleans. When I came back from my second year, we built the offense around me, and we won 6 games in a row. Okay, that 6th game, I break my ankle. The 10th week of the season, I break my ankle on my 1,000th yard, and we still make it to the playoffs. But Coach Haslett was pissed. He is stressed out. He was like, we built our whole offense around this guy, and now we have to go back to the drawing board and try to figure it out. So I get it, and as the game evolves, it needs to evolve. And so I think the running back position, it's tricky. And so I like watching all running backs that are in a system that allows that running back to do his thing. And I was very fortunate. I mentioned Norv Turner. And Norv Turner he's like an offensive genius in the passing game, of course, but the way he can scheme a run game, he just puts running backs in a position where they can be successful. When I led the league in rushing, he realized that I love to run the counter. So he found all these different ways to find what I do best and put me in a position to be successful. And I ran for over 1,800 yards. So to be in the NFL at a running back,
is that good? I don't know. 16
talented.
games? 16 games?
Shit.
16 games? Is that good? I don't know. 1,800
It's
yards.
decent.
But I do believe that's true. And we have AQ Shipley, and I'm not saying that you would be wrong, but I'm saying I'm on the same wavelength as you. AQ Shipley, who played in the NFL, 13 years?
Yeah,
Coach
12,
Coach
13 years or whatever. Offensive lineman, center, undersized, short arms. This guy's got tiny arms. At center, he was knocked for that every single step of the way. New GM comes in, not having a center with tiny arms. Need to get that guy the hell out of here. But then he has a 13-year career, ends up a Super Bowl champion, does very well. He breaks down a lot of these plays that are happening now in the Shanahan offense in San Francisco. In Atlanta, I think with Artie Smith, this stuff's happening as well, where they're actually like setting up blocks for people with motions so that the block is easier to be made for the running back. Like this system is literally doing like 3 different things to help the running game. There's a few teams like that. And obviously the Niners are one of them with Christian McCaffrey. Atlanta, allegedly.
Yep.
Philadelphia right now. Hey, how do you feel about this new modern offense? And I believe the Wildcat, I don't know if you were down there in Miami whenever that was happening, but how do you feel about this new offense where quarterbacks are protected because they're being the piece that the teams are built around now, but also there's a lot of movement. Like Jalen Hurts, he's changing football in the NFL, I think, with how much success he's having. Lamar Jackson, we always thought was just going to be one of one, but like the offenses are changing completely for these guys now, Ricky.
Yeah. I mean, I'm old, so I was around for the early Michael Vick days. And watching and he really, I think, was the first one. There, of course, there was Randall Cunningham, but I think Mike was really the first one where he was a true weapon, a true offensive weapon as a running back. And it changes the game. I remember we played Atlanta, and on third down, we couldn't do anything. Already third downs are hard. When you have an athletic quarterback who can make plays, it makes the offense, when they're in rhythm, unstoppable.
Yeah. It'd be cool. We got a guy now. We got a guy, Anthony Richardson, this guy. Ricky, I don't know if you know this dude out of Florida. He's 250 pounds right now, probably running a 4.4, 4.5 at quarterback and can throw the ball like 75, 80 yards or something. It's like, that's exciting. Yeah. Holy shit. We got a guy at quarterback. It feels like the skill and talent at every position in every sport is kind of elevating as the years go by. Is that ever going to stop, you think, in football? Or do you think, like, have we reached a peak of football, like talent and greatness? Or what do you think the future of football looks like, Ricky?
Yeah, I think maybe there's a peak has been reached physically, but mentally, I think is infinite. And you can have players that have so much talent and ability, but if they don't have the mind to be able to understand the game and think and anticipate and be one step ahead, then they're not going to be able, especially in a competitive league like the NFL, they're not going to be able to manifest that talent. But mentally, and I think this is Tom Brady, right? When you look at Tom Brady, you don't think of his physical prowess, okay? But his mind and his ability to think and understand the game is what made him great. It helped him maximize his athletic ability.
Yeah. I wish I was able to figure out any of that stuff. Yep. You know what I mean? Mentally. Ricky, whenever you were playing, did you think like this? Is this?
Yeah.
Always? You've always had this mindset?
I was a mental player. I mean, for me, if I had the physical ability, but if my mind wasn't into the play, I mean, I would spend on Fridays, I'd spend hours watching cut-ups of the same play. Hours. Really trying to understand, okay, when there's a 3 technique, how might this play hit differently than when there's a 1 technique? And so, that was really my game.
Do you think you're one of the most misunderstood humans of all time? I mean, do you think that is the case? I in sports, not like obviously outside worlds, there's real things that happen, but in sports, I think if you were to ask a majority of the people who don't necessarily keep up with football as tightly, they remember you, right, as the guy who wore the helmets during the interview, which some people viewed as like, this guy's either scared to talk or he's standoffish and rude or something like that. Like some people, I'm not saying this how everybody, but there's idiots.
Both.
Yeah. respect. No, but there's a lot of people that feel, and then whenever you retire from the game when you did, right, which I retired young, but I'm a punter. It's vastly different to be a potential MVP player and to do that whole thing. And then the story is like you go and take a trip around the world and do like a lot of enlightening stuff and everything. I think like people have this thing. So whenever you're talking about like spending time, hours and hours and hours watching film, like you're this grinder, fucking football junkie pretty much. And I don't know if that's something that a lot of people knew about you or know about you. And maybe that's just me projecting my potential ignorance. And I think that's why I love fucking talking to you every single time we do.
Well, I think the obvious thing that everyone knows is I am a junkie, but I'm a junkie for whatever I'm into, And when I was really into football, I couldn't get enough. And now I'm into astrology and stuff I'm doing now, and I can't get enough of it.
How'd you get into that? And I said Lila earlier. That's on me 100%. Lila, jeez.
It's okay. Lila, it's all the same. So when I retired in 2004, I started traveling around the world, and I was lost. I'd been a football player my whole life, and I didn't really have any idea what was next. And I met this woman who heard I was a football player, and she said, "Where's your Mars?" And I said, "I don't know what you're talking about, lady." And she said, "If you're a football player, you must have a strong Mars." And so I was intrigued, and so we had a conversation, and she explained to me what she was talking about, and it made sense in a weird kind of way. And I just became fascinated by this woman who just looked at this chart about when I was born, knew so much about me. And she helped me like kind of find myself and get on my journey. And so I was so inspired. I said, I need to learn this to help other people do this.
Okay. So with how you felt both before and after that meeting, you wanted to spread to others, which I assume is what Lila is right now, trying to do that in a fashion.
Exactly.
Okay.
You got it.
Hey, good for you, man. What did she say? What the hell is a Mars? What is a Mars?
So Mars, we know Mars is a planet, but before Mars was a planet, Mars was the god of war. And so in astrology, it's really saying we all have like motivations and drives. And people that have strong Mars, it means they have a strong motivation and drive to be competitive, to compete. And it's true. If you don't have a strong Mars, if you don't have that competitive nature, you ain't going to last very long as a football player. You see the guys, right? They come out the first day of camp, right? And then you come back the second day of camp, and they're not there.
Yeah. They retired. Yeah, this ain't for me. Yeah, they got some weak ass Mars.
Uh-huh.
Hey, is there a way?
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah. So this is not something you can strengthen, though. In this world, it's pretty much like you're either born with it, right?
No, if you're born with a weak Mars, you can strengthen it. But it's kind of like this. It's like we're all born for something. And if you're not born to be a football player, you don't need to be getting yourself all banged up, And I think you just have to know who you are. The other example is a kid born with a really strong Mars, but let's say his parents are like science teachers and they're not into sports, okay? That's the rowdy kid that keeps getting in trouble. Put that kid in sports so he learns how to use it. Yeah.
Hey. You're deep in this, huh? It feels like I'm learning stuff from you right now. Like you have become this woman, right? You're this woman now.
Yes, I am this woman. Yeah.
What is the title?
Pastor, actually.
What is that? What is the title there? Guru?
Shaman? I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
How do we get those titles though? Like in school, doctorate.
Yep.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
This, you get to this. In military, you're like, all right, you're
Colonel.
general, captain, admiral, that whole thing. In that world, is there like guru, shaman?
It's more like it's bestowed upon you, right? You have a certain effect on someone and they call you something. And then they just keep, I've learned so much from you. You're my teacher. Right? And teacher. So it's something that's bestowed on you by the people who you're having the effect on.
Got it. So these people are like, you know what? Fucking, you were a brown belt, but like black belt, dude.
Yep.
Boom.
Boom.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
sick. Well, good luck, man. I don't know where you're headed, but we hope you get the double black belt in the entire thing, because it sounds like you're going to make the world a better place and some people happier, because obviously there's some humans that will never be into this type of thing, obviously. You know what I mean? They just won't be. But there's some people who find themselves in a situation that are similar to you and similar to many other people. They're like, there has to be something more. I have to learn a little bit of this. I'm looking for a little bit more happiness. And they start trying out different things, and then bang, all of a sudden they land on Leela, and they're like, yeah, this motherfucker seems to understand me a little bit more. There's got to be a black belt in this entire thing. Bang, it is. That's cool. Good for you, Ricky.
You got it.
There's probably real fulfillment in there, man. Honestly, there's probably real fulfillment in your life. That's fantastic. Couple questions from the boys. Is that okay?
Please. Yeah.
Where are we at right now, by the way? Where are you right now?
I'm in Grass Valley, which is right outside of Sacramento, up in the Sierra Nevadas.
Sick. Like this morning, what you do? We woke up, we worked out, we ate good, we meditated, we worked. What do we do today? Is there a daily routine or no?
Yeah, I have a daily routine. I have a 2-year-old, so he kind of modifies it. But I try to get up before he does and meditate, and then I go out in the garden, water my plants, and then I sit and read. And then I start having appointments, usually around 10. But I take Fridays off, so it's chill day.
Hey, man. Good for you, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, Ricky. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Ricky, obviously astrology, you're keeping your eyes to the sky a lot. And I had a football question, but now that we're kind of talking about Mars and stuff, I have to ask, have you been keeping up with what has been going on with these aliens and what the government and some of the committees have been talking about? There's some Tic Tac videos. Now they're saying that the United States has, alien bodies and aircraft. Do you know anything about that, or is that a different part of the sky that you're looking at and the stars that you're looking at are over here?
It's a different part. But my wife's into that stuff, so she's always talking about it. But yeah, the stuff that I think about is more of the symbolic side of the sky, not the actual UFOs and things that people see.
Damn it.
Ricky, they're out there, though.
They are out there.
They are.
Hey, I believe it. I believe it.
Whoa, this feels like, Ricky, you're not all the way in. You're not 100% sold. You need to see it, huh? We need to see this thing?
Well, again, like my orientation is whatever we see, right? Our eyes are always tricking us. Always. But there's always something meaningful and symbolic there. And so I sit with the symbolic meaning, because even just the idea of, for us to think that it's only us, it just creates this crazy egotism to think that everything revolves around this one planet and this one species.
Yep.
And so I think symbolically, it's a wonderful thing for us to realize it's not just us. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that seems like a pretty common sense thought, but there's a lot of people that do. They ain't not.
Yeah, no chance.
This whole thing is for us and us alone. You look at them stars, they were hung.
Those are ours.
For me.
Us. See that moon?
There's people that believe that, Ricky. That's a real deal. Ty has a question for you.
Ricky, I'm curious, when you look at where the NFL is going right now, you mentioned it, how, we all see it. It's so pass happy and running backs, their roles are kind of being diminished. But do you think kids who are playing youth football and even kids going to college are still going to want to play running back? Jahmyr Gibbs just got drafted by the Lions, and they've said, he's going to be a huge part of the offense, but over 50% of the time, they're splitting him out wide. He's not even playing running back. And it used to be growing up, the best athlete on the team was playing running back, and he was getting the ball a bunch. Do you think moving forward, kids are still going to want to play running back, as they're kind of growing up and maturing?
Well, for a couple of reasons, yeah, because especially when you start young, no one really can pass the ball, and so everything kind of goes through the running back, and then you hit a certain age where the people become pass happy. So I think all the athletes, when they're young, are going to play running back, but I think really what we're seeing happening, and I think this is going to happen with Bijan and Atlanta too, they're going to split them out a lot, is that the running back position is evolving. I think you're going to have the running back position is you got to be a receiver that can run the ball. I think Deebo Samuel is a great example. I think it's going to turn into a hybrid position, and then you're going to have that thumper for short yardage situations and goal line.
Hey, this weekend, obviously Hall of Fame weekend, Zach Thomas is going in. What are your thoughts on his induction? And from what everybody else said, guy was just a living embodiment of what a linebacker is.
Dog.
Is that your views on Zach Thomas? How do you feel about the Hall of Fame as a whole? And will you watch the festivities and speeches this weekend?
I definitely will watch because Zach is there, and I was lucky enough that my freshman year at Texas, the Red Raiders came into Austin, and I got to play against Zach as a senior. And even then, right, this guy was around the ball every single play. Like we watched film, and it was mind blowing. And then to have a chance to play with him in Miami and to see his work ethic and the way he practices and the way he leads. It took too long for him to get into the Hall of Fame, but definitely well deserving. And I think any kid who wants to be a linebacker, watch that Thomas film, and you're going to learn how to be a linebacker.
Hell yeah. Hey, that was greatly said.
Yeah.
We can't thank you enough for joining us, Ricky. You're the man. We're 34 days away from the season. Who's winning the Super Bowl, Ricky?
The Chiefs.
Smart.
Hey, that's not a bad guess.
No hesitation.
Did you watch quarterback? Do you watch stuff? Do you watch much?
I do. Yeah.
What do you think about quarterback? Do you watch it? Patrick Mahomes seems to be a dog. Like, you know what I mean?
It's real.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying the Chiefs. Like when you got somebody like that, you always, again, injuries in the NFL, but you got someone like that, you always got to show.
Dude, him talking shit about talking shit. I'm like, this is a guy.
Yeah.
Like, this is a guy here. You know, the way he's interacting, and then they're showing clips of his dad, like the way he operated as a pro. It's like, yeah, this is, oh my God, they got the coolest guy and the best guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is quite a weapon to have. We appreciate you. You're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, Ricky Williams.
Yeah, Ricky.
Okay, let's get to a break. There's some stuff popping off in college football.
Oh, uh-oh.
So I actually just texted, Ricky's awesome,
Yeah.
The man.
you know?
Oh, yeah.
He's
So cool.
There's going to be people that hate him, obviously.
For sure.
Just because of the way he goes about doing his life.
I don't know how.
Every time we talk to him, he's awesome.
So cool. And for Zach Thomas, too, how about the resounding thing by everybody is it took too long to get this guy in the Hall of Fame?
Urlacher, AJ Hawk, Ricky Williams, everybody else that's kind of talked that we've mentioned his name about, they're like,
He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
that's the guy we all watch. You know?
Hey, my bad on Lila.
Yeah, you set me up for big time.
Unbelievable.
I mean, Lila. Would you... Lila? That was my only other one I got.
It's fucking Leela.
Lila?
You got to ask, like, it's a spelling bee. You got to say country of origin,
Yep.
and then you got to go see what that I is in that particular language.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like La Liga. You know what I mean?
Sure. I didn't think it was Spanish.
No, but whatever language. I mean, I'm just telling you the right. You got to get past that.
Yeah, if there are accents, right. Sure. But there were no accents. How am I supposed to know?
The tildes?
You know?
You're talking about the I with the two.
Yeah, or the
Umlaut.
Yeah, the umlaut.
A, or the A with the
Tilde.
whatever.
Yep.
This one or this one? You know, there's like two different ones.
Oh,
There
yeah.
you go.
Everyone for resume, I think every time
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Resume.
because there's one that goes this way and there's one that goes that way.
Yeah.
How about the little fucking U or the C thing?
The C with the squiggly line at the bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
always
so.
like, man, imagine you spoke a language
sweet.
and had that every day.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
That
Just
would be
drop
neat.
in. It would be neat.
Yeah, it would.
That's like when you see Cam Newton's captions.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Right.
neat.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's been there. That's been available this whole time.
Yeah.
This guy has his own fucking accent typing things. That's
I
a
would
cool
imagine
thing.
that takes him a lot of time.
I don't want to give up kayfabe.
Yeah, he probably just has a keyboard.
I think he created one to sell to people. I think it's like a thing.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I'm just saying when he first did it.
Creating that,
Yeah.
lot of hours.
A lot of hours.
Long
He knew though
Oh, yeah.
when he started it.
This thing's going to take over the world.
holds his shit.
Awesome.
One finger, one pinky, one thumb.
One love. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Take 5.
I feel really good. Like my body feels fresh, my mind clear. Like I'm gonna go do it tonight, I think, you know? Like I'm gonna go do it.
77,899 people going bananas. I thought I wouldn't be able to sleep last night. I thought that I'd wake up with high anxiety. That is not the case at all. I am so ready to get out there and do what I was put on this earth to do. I'll be walking out of that thing alone.
This is a big night because 11 years ago tonight, I had my match with Jerry Lawler at WrestleMania.
Come on!
Broadcast colleagues, same night, 11 years apart, could become the first undefeated broadcast team in the history of WWE wrestling.
Not could. We will be.
Only two superstars have actually commentated on the same WrestleMania that they had a match on. Pat McAfee joins that club tonight.
Pontius is in and Party Boy's here.
Pontius is here.
Party Boy is in WrestleMania. Pontius' cheeks are out in WrestleMania. Now he's putting that thing up on Sami Zayn. I would like to say that that's the first time I've seen Pontius' ass, but that is not the case. Hey, look it. Weeman's here. Punches and bunches from Weeman. Weeman's so angry. Oh, look at this. Body slam. Weeman, body slamming Sami Zayn. Weeman used to kick himself in the face. Are you kidding me? Now he's body slamming Sami Zayn.
You know, I've walked out that ramp into this setting probably 10 million times in my mind. There was a time where every time I walked out of a door, I was acting as if I was walking into a WWE arena. So tonight, whenever I feel that energy, just hoping that I don't have a heart attack immediately. I'm hoping that I don't get too gassed, and I'm hoping I put on a damn good show because I've been thinking about this for 23 years. Let's walk the grill and do this thing, huh? I'm prepared, I'm ready, I'm excited.
Hey, who do you want to see tonight?
I want to see Pat McAfee tonight.
Showboat, he looked Pat McAfee with a right hand to Theory, and Theory stunned early. And now McAfee up over the top. McAfee with a spinning elbow.
Moment of
Theory's in trouble.
Up here.
And McAfee driving Theory right into the announce table. Theory bouncing off the announce table, and
Pat McAfee's beating the hell out of Austin Theory. Kim and Sally McAfee watching their kid beat the hell out of a douchebag. You remember this?
Oh, a little payback from Friday night. Get him back.
Multitasking.
McAfee, oh,
A minute, McAfee
lands on his feet.
Austin Theory not sure what to do. Holy moly! I'm a sick for the brand. And so is this superplex.
The finishing maneuver. The A-Town down for Austin Theory.
He hits this, it's over.
McAfee rolls him up, shoulders are down. Does he have him? He does! McAfee wins! Yes! McAfee wins!
Dreams come true. Believe it, Michael. Your broadcast partner has earned himself a WrestleMania moment.
I can't believe it. This is absolutely incredible. Yes, Pat. Yes.
Man gets himself a mind.
Oh, from behind. What the hell's going on? And then are you kidding me?
Wait, get yourself to
McAfee beat his little punk. Oh, yeah, that insulted.
I dreamt of being Steve Austin. I dreamt of being in a building when that glass breaks and all of a sudden the toughest son of a bitch on earth comes out. The fact that I never got to see him as a kid, then I get to watch his last match live. It was awesome. in my ears. Like, it feels like I got water in my ears. I got beer in both of my ears. But I just had the incredible opportunity and honor to chug beers with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Have a WrestleMania match that Vince McMahon was a part of. I'm living on cloud 50 right now, dude. This is sweet. What a day, what a dream, what a life. Now I'm gonna have a couple more Steve Ozzers. What? Maybe a little whiskey. What? Maybe some carbs, because I've been ketoing for 4 weeks. What? Hey, fucking
Hey,
What?
let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this Feel Good Friday, August 4th, 2023, Hour 2 starts now.
Football!
Happened last night. We got a chance to chat about it. We have decided that it shouldn't, though. Going forward.
That's right.
Man, we're being a little negative, but this hour it's only going to be positivity. Because on this Feel Good Friday, it isn't just me and the Toxic Table at Boston Connor, his mullet, and at Ty Schmidt. It isn't just one half of the Hammer, Dahn, Cowboys, Tone Diggs. It isn't just all the boys in the back who've had a great week.
Hell yeah.
There you go, boys.
Great week back, boys. Great week back.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, thanks,
how
guys.
great are you?
Great to be back.
Back pats for the back room.
We'll see. We still
early,
got a
it's
couple
early.
hours.
It's Friday.
See if any. I do appreciate Foxy putting that video out. It's a Friday. It's become a Friday staple, right?
That's right.
My thoughts on how the week went, on whether or not I give pats on the back. Or
That's
not.
right.
Yep.
I just think that's what I want this company to be known for. Is
Yep.
like, hey, they weren't afraid to give out pats on the back.
No,
Right. No, they weren't.
You
It's
know
an
what I mean?
honor, actually, and Connor freaking ran away from it.
Well, that's the deal. Connor was being a little bit negative about the pats on the back. So whenever somebody pats you on the back, you don't have to piss on their hand. And that's kind of what Connor does.
He
Whoa,
did.
too good for
He
a pat
really
on the
did.
back?
Yeah, he's too good for it.
He did.
I
You
did not.
did.
I did not do
bit.
that. I did
What
not.
about
bit.
60 to 70 rib pats?
Who's doing that?
Raj,
Huh?
Goodell.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that. Yeah. Anyways, joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, a man who's definitely going to have a take on a Roger Goodell, Deshaun Watson interaction. A man who is definitely going to have thoughts about the Hall of Fame game as a whole. A man who's won a college football national championship, a Super Bowl champion. He's won at the Ryder Cup.
Whoa.
Right.
And he's a father of 10.
Yes, he is.
Ohio fuck through and through, the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, AJ Hawk. AJ, how you doing? How'd you feel about Roger Goodell, Deshaun Watson having a little moment? They've obviously chatted with each other, I would assume, a lot of times over the last few years with everything very serious happening around the football game with Deshaun Watson. How'd you feel about him signing autographs before the game? How'd you feel about last night as a whole, AJ, with the NFL kicking off in Canton, Ohio?
Well, I think I have to start first with the Raj and Deshaun interaction. Now, where exactly did that take place?
Speech somewhere, right? It looked like there was some sort of event taking place. I don't know if Raj was having one and Deshaun like kind of, hey, I'm in town. You know, I don't know.
One of the two.
I don't know exactly how it all came to be, but it did feel like it was an event. Raj being there, I think, is a big deal. I think the commissioner there is a big deal.
How much their relationship, like how tight they look to be, like joking around, messing around. There's a lot of jocularity between the two, and I know they've had a lot of communication, but I don't know about you, but when someone sits there and pats me either on the ribs or like low back or weird stomach, and they do it multiple times over and over, look, he's holding his hand there too. Like that makes me, it gets awkward for me. I'm like, all right, this is a weird spot right now.
Well, so I think he's saying, all right, I'm getting the fuck out of here. It's either one of those, or like Bill Polian, for instance. Anytime I'd come back in the building, because my weight did fluctuate a bit there at the beginning, he would give me like a hug, dap. A lot of jocularity there, though, to your point. A lot of jocularity happening between, and they've had, let's say, I don't know, 200 conversations probably?
Probably.
Over the last 2
Sure.
years.
Yeah.
After everything that has taken, I assume they've chatted a lot, and I assume they'll be talking throughout the entirety of his career or whatever. But Bill Polian was always checking to see how my offseason was. I could feel his hands.
Like Vrabel checking.
I could feel his hands doing it. Yeah, Vrabel, another one. Vrabel, first time at Tahoe, my first time meeting him in person, he took his massive mitt and was clearly attempting to move me. It was him saying hello, right? That's a hello. I have met a Vrabel before, though, right? I've met a lot of them,
right?
Absolutely.
I don't think he's like. I don't think it's maybe subconsciously, but no, that's just how he was greeting you. Maybe it's in the back of his mind. Yeah, I'm gonna test this guy out a little bit, see if he's all flabby up here on his shoulder.
No, I don't think. I think he was trying to.
Yeah,
I think
he's checking you,
knock him off his center.
Yeah, I think.
I don't know. You saw Vrabes. I think I was talking with you, or maybe the cat. Multiple different people looking at me like, does Vrabes have the biggest hands you've ever seen? Like, his hands are absolute bear claws.
Dude, he's got Andre the Giant type hands. Whenever he was doing just like normal hand stuff, writing with a little fucking pencil on the thing, it looked tiny. And then whenever he hit me, it was a full-on,
he's checking,
full grab, and I leaned into it at the last second. I was a little boozed up, probably a little high as well, both at altitude and my soul because of the local laws that are available there. But I leaned into it, and I'm like, oh, I think I passed the test here. And then this past time walking around with him, you realize, and he told Bussin' with the Boys this on the podcast as well, I think Vrabes could still play in the NFL if he really fucking had to. Like, if he had no other option. If Vrabes had no other option, okay, nobody would hire him for coach. He has no other job. He's going broke. Has to work out. I think Vrabes could still play in the NFL if he had to. He'd figure out a position that he could play at and do well. That dude is just the football guy of all football guys, I think, in the history of football guys. That was my take on him after hanging out with him for 5 hours while walking 8 miles together around while he blows through 4 packs of cigarettes.
Legendary.
17 tins of Zyn, probably, if I had to guess.
Couple
and then
pods.
also a vape.
Yeah, a couple cartridges.
Just in case.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you tired right now at all? Like, I was getting winded towards the end. It was Sunday. We're walking. I'm like, are you sore or tired? Like, it was one of the most disgusting.
That's what I wanted to bring up. I remember when you asked that Sunday afternoon, the back 9. We've been out there 4 days or whatever walking. Braves he's 50, I believe, right? Or almost. I don't know what his age is exactly. He played in the league 14 years, and he was cruising down like 30 yards ahead of us. I remember you said, how do you, like, doesn't your body hurt? Like, aren't you tired? And he looked at us like, are you serious?
So,
like, he was offended by the question.
Sig, I think Sig was in the side of the mouth, too. So it was like out of a movie. He's walking, and it's like, God damn, we're trying to keep up with this guy. Like, we're trying to have a conversation or trying to golf together. It's like, hey, are you, and at that point, all of my toes had been bruised. The bottom of my feet had been cramping. And I
sunburn.
think legs, I was burnt. My legs just like, I think I pulled a hamstring somehow. The knees are obviously just falling apart. It's like, I'm playing terrible golf. Like, it is 7,000 degrees. I mean, it was just, it's a thing out. That Tahoe is a real experience.
It is.
But he's just waltzed, like actually full gait, full stride, waltzing through.
Super fast the whole time, too.
And it's like, bro, what the fuck?
Has he ever played with The Miz? Can you imagine if he played with The Miz?
Yes.
Oh, that's the dream group to watch. That would be amazing.
How do we somehow get in there? They only do groups of 3. We got to figure out how to make that happen someday. Also, Sunday, we're talking about Tahoe when there was football last night. We do apologize. We'll dive into that a little bit more here in a bit. Sunday at Tahoe needs to be a scramble for the people that aren't in it.
Oh, yeah.
Has to.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you guys came up with a great plan. It seems like it could make sense. Vrabes.
This is not me. This is not my idea, so do not take it as my idea. And I don't know if Vrabes necessarily wants us to say, like, hey, Vrabes has this idea to make what you guys got going on.
People were just spitballing. People were just throwing things out.
Brainstorm.
You're right. Yeah, it was just an idea thing as we were.
Jesus.
Am I going to be in 72nd or 71st? Am I going to do that? It was the whole thing. Vrabes mentioned in the conversation about how it should be a scramble on that Sunday for the people that don't think they're in it or not in it. And then we could put actual money in there and then have a prize pool. And then it's all of a sudden like, I think that's a juice. I think there's a lot of juice there for 60% or 70% of the people that are in the tournament. I think that makes it a little bit amplified. Like us as a scramble team would have been. Oh
you
my!
go two on two would be fun if you played in foursomes and like us two against two other people, and you go and you battle the whole time. That'd be cool,
dude. It would be electrifying. I think Sunday would be like all of a sudden the best day.
For sure. Everyone thinks they can win that. Everyone there.
I think so too.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Now, granted, the tournament's amazing. It's been going for a long time.
It is.
Yeah.
So you guys do
33 years, 33 years running now.
Ratings are great, and this is what assholes do whenever they do something like that.
Steph Curry won it on an eagle putt from a mile away this year and had a hole in one.
But get us off the course, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah. Let's clear the dance floor for those guys.
Yeah, because they're good. Like these guys are good at golf. It's like clear the floor. let us get out of here a little bit, but. I would like to stick around and watch them play because the end of those things seem electrifying.
Yeah.
Tony Romo a couple years back going on a run. Steph and Marty tied going into the final hole or whatever.
Unreal.
And then a yell in the backswing on a drive. And then Steph says, who cares? You yell. I don't get. Would he have got eagle here? Or? No. Okay, I did. This thing's over. Draining an eagle putt to win a tournament when you need to drain an eagle. What a moment for, like, as a golf tournament.
Yeah.
As a whole, it's...
and Steph Curry does it, too. Like, and you saw how juiced Steph was. He instantly sprinted to his family. Like, he was obviously very excited when he got that hole-in-one as well.
Well,
after the
seemed
match.
like the golf gods going his way.
Yeah.
He had an axe to grind after the match. So I assume once he saw everybody saying, "Oh, Steph Curry isn't that good. I guess he's wasting all this time playing golf," and then he goes out, wins the ACC championship. I mean, that's got to feel great.
Yeah, people were saying like, "Hey, pal, we saw like a picture or a video of you in the middle of the season walking out of a Topgolf with your entire fucking set of clubs."
Yep.
Like, let's put those down.
Can't do it.
Okay, you're losing to Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes.
Exactly.
These guys are drinking more Coors Lights
What?
than hitting golf balls in a year. So let's just start doing some comparison. You're losing to these guys. That's not good. And then he comes back. He's like, no, I had a bad day. So, and did you see my partner? All right. And did you hear our spokesperson,
right,
Draymond, talking shit on us
Man.
the entire time? Okay, sorry about it. And then he gets a hole in one, wins the tournament. Good for him. Let's talk about some stuff happening around the NFL. We chatted about it briefly in the first hour, but I would love your take. Unique Ngakoue goes to the Chicago Bears. $10.5 million. That's a lot of money at this stage of the NFL calendar. We're all very, very happy for him. Now, the boys said that the internet says that he is great at getting to the quarterback, but can't stop the run much. In the NFC North, a lot of running going to take place. Does that matter as the modern football? It's something that this is definitely a good signing for the Bears, AJ.
I think it's a good signing. Yeah, I mean, 1 year, $10.5 million. I don't know. He obviously had to have other offers out there, didn't he, for him to get a price like this? It's a lot of money.
That would be awesome if he didn't.
Yeah.
You know, if he was just like, well, you know who's...
sorry.
They're saying 975.
A little too much.
I don't know.
They also, taxes, Illinois, what they're thinking. So
Compensate for that.
what if it was just a ghost? What if it was just, no, they told me not to tell anybody who the team is, so you can't call around
Maybe.
at all. But I would assume
The
there's
dude
other
can
teams.
bend. The dude can bend, and he's very explosive. That's the thing. Like, okay, he may not be the stoutest guy against the run, but there's guys all over the planet you can find to stop the run. There's not guys all over the place that can bend and run full speed sideways, parallel to the ground.
We were happy he was a Colt last year.
Yes.
Colts stunk last year, so can't really get a good judgment on whether or not, like, how's his leadership? Because he's been around. I mean, we have no idea because there's real no moments of leadership when you got this guy get fired, a 25-year-old calling.
It's hard to get numbers, too, when you're behind most games, too. It's hard to get a lot of sacks.
Yeah, because they're running clocks out.
Great point.
Yeah.
And he's got some crazy stat. I forget what it is, but it's like one of 5 players to have 8+ sacks in every single season that he's played in. So he is productive, at least in the pass game.
Yeah, he was a good, like when the Colts needed something, he was good for us just last year. $10.5 million says a lot of people value him as a great player. Now, let's talk about what's going on in the Indianapolis Colts. Have some, I think, some news. Is
that right?
A little bit of an update on some things.
Okay.
Not only do
Lolita?
Well,
Takite will come up in this conversation, I do believe. Oh, Indiana Knights.
Whoa.
Oh.
Holy shit.
Oh.
This alternate uniform announcement?
Yeah, with them Indiana boys on them Indiana Knights. And that's what you got going on here. Dropped off and, just started peppering them with questions.
So it's going to be, is it a blackout? Black jerseys, black pants?
All right. See, don't need you asking those
Funny
questions.
you should mention
Yeah,
that.
it's interesting enough.
That's the only reason to do that, I feel.
Well,
Wow.
there were, while we were on that little
He's hustling.
2-3 week break,
He's on a hop.
Jog. You got jog.
Yeah, he's on a hop.
Get on your horse. Look at that. It's almost like Big Ben.
So really
Bro, think
fast.
about
and
me
quick.
doing conditioning tests with that with strength coaches, what their reactions are. You know, when they're like, all right, you got 4 seconds to finish. And they're like, 3, 4.
You dive through the line 20 straight.
Every time.
Got it.
I got it.
Got it.
Check the
Yep.
tape.
Yep.
Check the tape. This is the jerseys here.
Hell
you know what I mean?
Is that the Jaguars? No, the blue is weird on this from my camera angle.
AJ.
We're talking about them Indiana boys.
Hold it up again, please.
On
I
them
just wanna see it in the light.
Indiana Knights.
Why would you pull out a Jaguars jersey?
I'm saying it kind of had a glimpse of that. Yeah. Okay, it's cool. It's got like some pattern in there.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah, it's
That's
almost
pretty
like
sweet.
it's almost like it is the aquarium
Yep.
that Talkate is currently staying in. A little gloomy.
Okay.
Right.
I didn't
I'm all
realize
in.
this.
I'm all in.
Did you guys know that if you are gonna save a whale, that it goes against your salary cap, and then because you're spending money to save a whale, you can't pay your running back? Because that's what the internet's telling me.
Sports Illustrated posted it.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people post it.
Yeah.
Jim Irsay about to spend double what he'd have to pay Jonathan Taylor to fly a whale from Miami to Washington.
Well.
Well. Breaking news. Oh, wow. Shocking.
Respect.
Interesting.
ML Football has developed a style of posting.
It's not instead of. Come on now.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
That's
it
right.
is.
Well, it's not the best count out there, but
Yeah,
It
well,
is
We're gonna say
incentive.
like, hey, he had an inexpensive dinner the other night too. That could have gone to Jonathan Taylor. What are you saying?
Dude, did you see Jerry Jones' yacht whenever he made that draft pick a couple years
Yeah.
ago? Zeke can't be a Cowboy. You got that thing floating around?
No way.
Right.
No way. That was a funny little angle, and we're obviously just talking about this because it is the Colts and it is a huge conversation here in Indianapolis. Not that the Indiana boys on the Indiana Knights are going to look so.
I
cool.
honestly, I like that, like the little pattern it has to it. I couldn't see that at first.
Yeah, but I think it should be black with like blue as the little pattern in the back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Still
yeah.
cool.
What color pants?
Black, definitely.
Okay, those look cool. Well, and
Yeah.
they should maybe black shoes, white laces.
For sure.
Well, white would be the complete opposite of them Indiana Knights, but that's just street lights.
Yeah,
Could,
stars,
could do blue laces though.
That's street
What?
lights.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
There we go.
those
So
are
we're doing
legal in
what
NFL.
game?
we're gonna have to win it probably Thursday night. I don't even know if we have a. I don't think we have.
Yeah, I think
We don't have a primetime game.
they're all 1 o'clock games. Yeah.
Yeah,
I meant for the playoffs then. We'll win them in the playoffs.
yeah, this will be the Indiana boys in the Indiana afternoon. But will Jonathan Taylor be
The sun's coming through. The sun's coming through with a weird angle, you know.
But it's
Roof's open.
But it's hitting.
Feels like it's 9 a.m. at warm-ups.
Yeah, it's hitting the helmet, and they're like, "Is that gloss or a matte finish?"
What is that?
On the thing, you know what I mean?
Maybe they wear it while they're in Europe, 9:30 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah,
the
that's
Indiana boys in them European mornings. It looks sweet. I'm thankful they did that, but I was chit-chatting with them, peppering them with questions.
Yeah.
You know, a slew of people come from the Colts. Great relationships over there. I appreciate everybody so much that is around that building right now trying to do what they could do to get that team back to being a good football team. But we started peppering them with questions. We're like, hey, how's Jonathan Taylor with everybody? You know, because all those people behind the scenes that we kind of like chat with and know well and have a lot of respect for and a great appreciation for, and people that literally are good people and work their asses off for the Colts, have for a long time, will for the foreseeable future. Those are the ones that you can like really trust with some stuff. You know, whenever you ask them about how things are going, and they'll lock it in, you know, with me. I am no longer in the building. So I am, you know, I understand.
Smart by those people.
Yeah, I understand that. So there are some things though that I feel like when I ask them, they're like, "Yes, somebody needs to say."
Yeah.
So like Jonathan Taylor, I think much better in the facility in the building, like than it was at the beginning of training camp.
That's huge news.
They're saying like, yeah, things are kind of like we're starting, like feels like, you know, things are getting. So that's great.
Yes.
I think for all parties. Like I think that's good news.
I mean, what else are they gonna tell you?
They would dance around it, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, you get it because okay, all right, that is good news. I hope he gets back. Like they need him. They obviously need him. Yeah. I think he needs to play. Get him out there.
And I think they also wanted to tell me like, hey, we're in a
little bit of progress.
Here we go.
Better
so
spot.
Who knows what that means business wise? Who knows what that means health wise? Right. So like, I think he wasn't practicing because of a lingering injury or something like that. And I know there had been thoughts. I think somebody said that he should just say his back hurts or something like that until this gets resolved. I think that was being mentioned a lot for that entire thing. And he requested a trade, obviously, before the bus visit after chatting with Jim Irsay. And Jim Irsay obviously has come out and said a lot of things. It's crazy to think about what is going to happen with the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
Team could be good. Listen, okay? What's everybody's face for? Everybody's making this.
Well,
sure.
They got every team could be good.
Absolutely, could be good. You're right.
Cincinnati Bengals went to Super Bowl. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Probability of them being good, I'm not sure. And what does good mean for the Colts this year? I guess that's what we got. What are the
10-7 in the
expectations?
playoffs.
Super Bowl. What do we?
We're
winning the Super Bowl.
So now we can definitely say no.
Okay, we're going to the playoffs.
I don't know though, man. You're right. They got Gardner.
Season.
I like Gardner there too if he's in there at all. Like I don't know, man. I think they could surprise some people.
Thank you, AJ. Listen to you on this
really
Feel Good Friday. Listen to you. 6.5 wins. That's an over. That is a clear over.
Yeah.
What do you think their ceiling is wins wise?
Ceiling?
Yeah.
Come on, buddy. How many games you played in the season?
17.
17.
I don't see why. Ain't nobody had to deal with Anthony Richardson yet. I mean,
No, they don't.
the divisional guys are going to get to see him twice. Good for them. But everybody else has to see this motherfucker for the first time.
Yeah.
With Shane Steichen, too. I mean, no, honestly, though, I think.
If they win 9 games, you'd be jumping for joy.
Very
Going
happy.
crazy.
Yeah.
Very
Going
happy.
to the playoffs.
If there were some highlights, there were some highlights.
Yeah.
What's their schedule look like? They have a tough schedule?
No.
We're good, seemingly. But the NFL schedule's what's real, what isn't. Teams can change so quickly. Oh, the Jets are on our schedule. That's good. They suck. Oh, now everybody wants to be a New York Jet all of a sudden.
Yeah.
They are flying around, even though they lose last night on the. All right, so we got the Jags first. Sorry,
opener.
Doug and Trevor don't have it figured out yet.
Or Calvin.
They will. Houston Texans, they're in trouble.
Yeah, they got a rookie quarterback.
They know the deal. D'Amico Ryans is he won't know what to do.
Yeah.
That guy's never done anything on the defense side of the ball.
No.
Anthony Richardson's going to surprise the shit out of him.
circles
Week 2, they won't even have it figured out.
Yeah.
Oh. And then the Ravens, that's a good ball club.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
That's a good ball. Los Angeles Rams, who knows?
Get them for sure.
Yeah.
Who knows? Matthew Stafford's still a guy. Cooper Kupp, though, out.
Yeah, hammy.
Is this going to happen? Is this what this is? I hope
He'll be
not.
back. He'll be back.
Yeah.
I know, but I hope this isn't a
recurring thing.
Yeah, the beginning
Recurring.
of
So
the
hopefully
end.
let him sit out. Let him get fully healthy before he comes back. That's for sure.
I think he's gotten unlucky.
Yeah.
I don't think it's been like a thing. I think when he gets back, too, I think he's going to be great because you saw some shit between them when he was back and then he gets hurt. Man, what are the Rams? Dirty, what are the Rams? What are the expectations for you guys this year?
7 games. That's about it.
7
I mean,
games.
it's all young guys,
Next
right?
year,
It's
though.
all young
Next
guys,
year.
first-time players.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about right.
They
About
got-
40 of them.
They got Aaron Donald,
Yep.
Matthew Stafford,
Yep.
Cooper Kupp,
Yep.
And that's it.
There you go.
That's kind of the
The rest of them are 20 years old.
No picks.
and
to
they're
help.
just going to
They
go
could
out
be
there.
good, though.
Lot
They
of
could be,
energy.
these guys could be studs.
McVay's going to earn that paycheck.
I think next year is the year, though.
They're going to roll. Aaron Donald, Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and them are just going to roll the ball out there and just be fucking terrible next year.
Oh, they're talking about them getting maybe moved as
they're-
well.
If they lose 5 of the first 7 games, like Aaron Donald might be getting traded to a contender. Or,
Get picks back because they don't have any.
Yeah, you're talking about what? Wasn't he already retired
him
once
home.
and then he
Yeah.
came back?
Bring him home.
Anyways, we got a lot to look forward to this season. Colts are going to be good. We don't have time to go through the whole schedule. They win 12 games next year.
okay.
12.
13
Congrats.
games. Win 13
Congrats.
games.
Okay. Hey, let's go.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who will be having a documentary about him released next Tuesday on Netflix under the Untold series. An absolute, I could say, legend, international treasure, I believe. Everybody on earth learned about this guy, has followed this guy through his ups and his downs. It'll all be documented, I assume, and we will watch it on Tuesday. A lot of clips coming out and talks about it. It might be one of the greatest life stories that have been told in sports in a long time.
Yep.
Joining us now, what's that? Oh, yeah, shit, you're right. Let's run the teaser for this thing. We got an exclusive teaser for this. This, I think, is going to be Like, remarkable.
Large.
Run this thing from Netflix.
He's taken on Rolling Stones Beatles status.
Manziel Madness has spawned the nickname Johnny Football.
Johnny Football.
Johnny Football. Johnny Football.
When I got everything that I wanted, I think I was the most empty that I've ever felt inside. I think the way that I played quarterback was just a different kind of football.
They couldn't stop him.
He transcended college football and also sports.
But I had a bone to pick with the NCAA.
The organization continues to profit off student athletes.
People have been making millions on the back of Johnny.
I remember this guy comes up to me and he's like, hey, I've got 30 grand for you to sign autographs. And once that happened for the first time, it was like game on.
After that, I saw a different side of him.
When you take one step onto a slippery slope, it goes pretty quick.
You have to be careful heaping too much expectations on a young man.
Johnny has a saying, it was win or lose, we booze, and it was real true.
It was just direct self-sabotage. It was probably a $5 million bender.
He had this fear in his eyes.
The money and the fame is eating him alive.
You have to look back and think, were you ever going to be satisfied? Was enough ever enough?
Ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Manziel. Hey.
What's up, boys?
Hey, thank you for letting the world kind of in on your life here over the last, 15 years, I assume, is where this thing goes. How long does this thing go back and start?
Oh, I think it's been probably about 12 now. We're at a good dozen.
Hey, look at you, old man. Hey, look at you, old man. Old man, you made it. You made it. But going through this, was it difficult for you to kind of relive everything, or has this kind of been an active process that you've been going through at the same time?
I think it has really been active over the years. You know, as time goes on and you sit back and reflect on everything that's kind of happened, you kind of just do that with life itself. So this was something I was excited to do, excited to tell my story. I got a chance to watch it for the first time last night. So, feeling much better now than I was probably a couple days ago.
Oh, you're scared to death, huh?
I don't know. Scared to death may not be the right word, but you never know, how they're going to flame it, how it's going to look back. Looking at your life. So, I'm extremely satisfied. It's kind of the way that I wanted to tell the story. I wanted to reflect, well on College Station, well on my time at A&M because, those times were legendary.
Yeah, I'd say. I think that's where we all learned about you. Go ahead, AJ.
What made you want to do this project? And is it something that they were reaching out to you? I would assume a lot of platforms wanted to follow you and do something like this. Obviously, Netflix seems like a great home for you.
Yeah, I watched Marty Fish, the documentary he did with Untold on one of their first seasons and loved it. I love the way that he talked about his struggles with mental health and how it was. And, I was able to relate to that really well. Netflix reached out to me about doing it, and I kind of jumped at the opportunity. The guys I worked with, Ryan Duffy and the whole team were, from the second I met them in LA, were, above and beyond. They were awesome. And it was a really easy mesh.
So you talk about the Marty Fish one. We enjoyed it as well. We actually had Marty on to talk about it. I think this Untold series is really well done. I think it is really well done. We're very appreciative of it. And I think what's being talked about, and it's kind of showcased there in the trailer a little bit, whenever you talk about the mental health stuff, like you were either very close to or considering just calling it basically, right? And I think that is being documented in this documentary about your actual lowest low when you were thinking about disappearing. That's kind of all a part of this whole story. First of all, thank you if that is the case for doing that, because there's a lot of humans out there who are probably potentially either at the point you were or maybe creeping up on it. And when they hear a success story or somebody on the other side of it, it is a massive ordeal. But that's real deep stuff. Is that what's being said on the internet true, that's going to be a part of the Untold? And why did you think that was the right thing to kind of talk about? Because that had to be hard for you to kind of relive it all.
Yeah, I did. That was the first time I had ever really told anybody outside my immediate family. So to kind of sit down on camera and walk them through, just kind of how that year went after the NFL, you see it in the doc, but as you get to Cleveland and you have all these expectations and everything's on you, and then it just doesn't go any, resemblance of the way that you anticipated it, the way you wanted it to, with a lot of things mixed in to get me to that point. So, I think it was almost like a pre-planned thing that I had, that this is just, go burn it down till you can't anymore. and then take your life. And for me, sitting back here 6, 7, 8 years now, I sit here with more gratitude for every day, gratitude towards the small things, and was able to put life into a little bit different perspective after going through something like that, because it was dark for me. It was even more so tough to just ride that all the way down from the top of the mountaintop than it ever was, riding to the top of that mountain the 2 years prior.
Okay, so I appreciate you sharing your story. You're going to change somebody's life. That person might never tell you, you might never find out, but you will from that whole thing. So cool of you to do that now that you're 6 years removed from it all. Let's talk about that ride, Dahn, penthouse, outhouse. So when you looked back on yourself, did you just handled it poorly? You thought it was never going to go away? What do you think? Why have you got to the answer of why certain shit happened? And does the doc talk about that as well?
Yeah, it does. I think, my whole life had been football for so long, and it had been so kind of easy breezing to get to the point to where I was at. What do you do when you throw away that opportunity and you have nobody to blame but yourself? What do you do when you have everything in the world and everybody's dream, and you just kind of take it and throw it in the trash and disregard it, I think looking back on the whole thing is, just being honest with myself about how I felt at that time and how I felt about the game of football. And that it's okay to not, it's okay to do other things than go throw that leather pigskin around. For a long time, I didn't think that there was anything else in life that was worthy of doing other than what happens between those lines.
So we just talked to Ricky Williams in the last hour, and obviously very different post-football runs there. But it is when the identity is a sport and it isn't anything else, sometimes you get caught up in your own thoughts and everything like that. So while the world is celebrating you at Texas A&M and after you win the Heisman, and then everybody was like, this dude's a dog. Bro.
Yes.
This dude's an absolute dog, bro. Whenever you're doing all that, you're just living your high life with no real thoughts about anything else. And then when you get to Cleveland, maybe there's a little bit difficulty. It's not just all fun. And then that's when you start kind of thinking negatively about football or life as a whole. Or how did we get to where, you think?
Yeah, I think it's just a snowball effect of, maybe dealing with some adversity for the first time, being really just exhausted after, those 2 years in college. If you think back to how it was, you have everything changes at the Alabama game. 2 months later, you're sitting in New York for the Heisman, you win, you come back to school. And then, 3 or 4 months later, I'm getting, drugged to the depths by the NCAA regarding the whole investigation. You go straight from that into the NFL draft training. Then next thing you know, you kind of look up and you're in Cleveland. You don't really know how you got there. You don't really know what's happened over the course of the last 6 months, probably. So, I think I just didn't understand that there would be struggles in life and growing up. Being such a young person in the spotlight. And I think I just struggled with it. I think I looked at the people around me that were closest and were like, I'm good. I'm doing all right. Everything looks good. Look around. Everything, looks and appears to be okay when, really inside you're probably drowning a little bit. You're drowning with, a new place, just a bunch of new things. And I just wasn't okay. And I wasn't at a place in my life to be able to grab somebody and be like, yo, I'm not.
We're happy you're out of it, buddy.
Oh,
Seemingly happy you're out of it, and we're happy you're being as transparent as you are with your story, because hopefully, the next Johnny football that comes along, not that there ever will be, and you talk about that Alabama game, what a fucking
man.
Woo.
Huh? You ever watch
Good
it?
time.
Hey, you still like football, or are you jaded against football?
Still love football. For a couple of years, I was probably a little bit jaded, but I'm back now.
You ever watch your old highlights and you're like, yeah, you know what? Yeah,
that was pretty fucking good.
Yeah,
I'll go back and flip. I'll go back and flip them on a little bit here and there. Every, when that day comes, 11/10, November 10th, I usually pop on the Alabama game first thing in the morning, grab a cold beer, and kick it.
Why? Hey, November 10th. Yeah, we're starting in the morning. Why? It's a good day.
Yeah, you remember.
Good day. Everything changed here. The boys have some questions for you, Johnny. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Johnny, with everything that happened with you in the NCAA, and now when you look at it with the NIL and everything going on, how do you feel about that? And then also, have you reached out to anybody, especially some of the higher profile players, and even kind of given a little word of advice just because of what everything's going on with these players in college football now?
Yeah, well, I guess first, I think college football is in a better spot. I think it is better for these guys to be able to capitalize off their name, image, and likeness. I don't think they've got it necessarily dialed in to exactly what it'll be in its perfect form down the road. It's hard to watch college football be the transfer portal and all these things. And, maybe I'm just saying that because it's not working out for my Aggies right now. But
you guys,
boy,
number one recruiting class, number one this, number one that.
I will say this from you guys knowing this, being in a pro locker room, money like that and things like that do change guys. Now,
18-year-olds, Johnny.
Imagine being 18-year-old. I get it. So, I think at A&M, when you look back at it, there was just guys who were like, I've got it now. I don't need to be doing any of this. You're talking about practice. Yeah. You're talking about practice. I'm trying to go hit, take this Ferrari down the block real quick in College Station and pick up a dime piece or something.
Yeah, Johnny, I've said the same things. Like, not that I was, let's say I was one of these kids who happens to be very good at a position. Yep. Not saying that I ever was. But when I'm 18 years old, I got $40,000 out in loans. Okay, at like 40% interest rates. I was on full scholarship to kick balls to have a good time in college. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't even imagine signing a $750,000 deal. Is I think like not that eye-opening. There's guys signing for like $3 million, $4 million as an 18-year-old living by yourself. I mean, you think these motherfuckers are gonna wake up at 5 a.m. for like off-season workouts? And like, I think you're gonna have to be incredibly mentally tough to get through that potential thing. They say it's hard to be a combat sports person when you're sleeping on satin sheets.
Yeah.
It's like, I couldn't even imagine 18 thinking I had it figured out. I got to figure it out.
You know where I tell you that they are doing that, though, and they are doing right, and they are at those 5 a.m. workouts? I guarantee you Nick Saban's not taking that shit.
Yeah, and West Virginia, I thought you were going to say. Yeah, Georgia.
Never know about the old Mountaineers.
Yeah. And Georgia, too. There's a couple places where it's just like understood, like, hey, hard-ass coach.
Yep.
Not easy life at all. It's going to be very difficult. You're not going to play either because we have literally every 5-star. And guys are like, yeah, that's why, I came here. It's a factory pretty much. Like, this is an NFL factory, and some places will never be able to figure that out. Tone has a question for you about your school, actually.
Yeah, I wanted to know about your involvement with A&M currently. Are you part of the collective? Are you part of the NIL? Can you go to these guys since they did have such a disappointing and say, hey, I know you got this money, but you're not there yet? I know you're opening up a business in College Station. So what is your involvement with A&M right now?
Right now I'm pretty much, I'm not involved with the program specifically. My, involvement is pretty much just me. I went to probably 6 games last year, spent a lot of time there, had a Hall of Fame induction, went to 6 kind of tough games last year. Yeah. But, I reach out to pretty much, the majority of the guys in our recruiting class. Every year I'll go through the list, follow them on Twitter, follow them on Instagram, send them a DM, pretty much just saying, look, I want to be I want to be a positive force for this football program. If you ever need anything, here's my number. Feel free to reach out. If you have questions about NIL, questions about this. And then when I go back in the locker room, I'm preaching pretty much, the same thing that I always would. This is small peanuts compared to what you want to do in the grand scheme of things. You can go take this maybe 100,000, 200,000 right now, but this isn't something that's going to set you up for life. The things that I loved about college football were that grind, were that, getting after it with your brothers and in a practice in the off season. So all that has to still stay in place for you to be able to, do what you want to do and be successful. Just because you think you got a little bit of money doesn't really, it's not going to last you the rest of your life. And it's something you're still going to have to work for 3 or 4 years that you're there.
Hey, it's the reason why those $30,000 nights are so good, because those 5 a.m. mornings are fucking so bad.
It is.
That's probably why, those types of things. And it's like, there's going to be guys that are going to be able to break through. Like, you're already seeing it, like Marvin Harrison Jr., for instance. this guy's getting better somehow while he's getting richer. He's got Louis Vuitton shoes on in the game with a watch, and he's still catching other people, and then he's still showing up with the jugs machine in his apartment, in his house, like just doing it all. It's like some people will be able to break through, but I think a lot of people are going to get left behind by their own doing, I think. And
I think I'm a perfect example of it. I think I have the ability to go and look at those guys in the locker room now and be like, you want to look at a guy who thought he was hot shit. You want to look at a guy who thought that nothing was ever going to go wrong and he could just breeze through this second year of college and, go make this money and do this and everything was going to work out. Well, life humbles you in a way that's very quick. I think anybody in that locker room right now, up into a point, would, trade positions and want to try and accomplish what, I did from college to getting to the NFL, but, if you don't work at it and you let the other things become bigger than, the game of football, quickly it'll pass you by. And then you're sitting here 10 years later, watching other guys do what you love to do at one point.
Yeah. So I know AJ has something, but like the follow-up about him saying you just opened that establishment. So the Money Bar, let's talk about the Money Bar.
Yeah, we had a great shot bar when I was on a recruiting visit in 2011. And then by the time I got to campus, it was gone. And I always missed it. I've been talking about opening a shot bar in College Station for a while. I'm working on getting back to A&M a lot more. So I want to have a direct little hub from Scottsdale to College Station and just kind of make that the path for me moving forward. And this is just the start. I think, over the next couple of years, going to try and do more and more and more in that town.
Okay. When do we open? What are the hours? Do we have food? What is it?
The hours for the McAfee clan are 24/7, and we're opening the first week of college football season, so we're ready to rock.
What is it? Sports bar? What a shot bar? You said? What does that mean?
No, it's just gonna be a shot bar. We're just gonna have drinks, a couple tables, and then we're working on on another concept that we'll hopefully have open next year.
Okay, cool. We have patio.
We got patio. We got a couple tables for you. It'll be good.
Look at this.
Okay.
Good for you, entrepreneur. Love it. That's a hard place to get into, though, right? I've heard.
It is. There's only so much real estate there in College Station.
All right, good for you, man. Go ahead, AJ. Sorry about that, pal.
Johnny, are you obviously your time at A&M was a special time in college football, I think. Were you able to enjoy it? Obviously, we see the trailer for the Netflix deal. Yeah, it looked like you were having a good time, but were you able to actually – did you ever look around like, man, this is pretty sweet, what's going on right now, like, and actually be present in the moment?
It's tough to really see the magnitude of it when you're that young, and it's all happening that fast. But I said this in the doc. I don't think Johnny Football ever had a bad day, especially in college. Was it a little bit tough to be in that small of a town? Sure, but Johnny Football never had a bad day there.
I'll tell you what, Johnny Football loves smoking blunts.
What?
Johnny Football never had a bad day. I love that. So do you talk about two different humans almost?
I think it is. It was two different humans from the times at A&M till the years after that.
Ty has a question for you.
Johnny, we always talk about how much situations matter in the NFL in terms of when it doesn't really work out for a guy. Do you ever look back and think hey, if I don't go to Cleveland and I, go higher in the draft, everyone was talking about you going 1 overall or just in the top 10, do you ever think back and think if I would have been somewhere other than Cleveland, then maybe things would have ended up differently? Or do you think that kind of everything that did happen was kind of inevitable and it was going to happen no matter where you wound up?
Yeah, I've gravitated more towards the latter of those. I think for a long time it was such a big what if, and one that people would come up to me and talk about all the time. Hey, what if you would have ended up in Dallas, or you would have ended up in Houston, or you would have been here or been there? And I think the answer that I look back now and feel the most confident about is it probably wouldn't have gone well anywhere. I think, I just got to the point where, it's crazy to even say, but as you're getting to start your next journey in a new career in professional football, I was almost burnt out just to what had happened over the 2 years. So, I don't think it would have been any different. Maybe I could have got, and this is so tough because everybody in Cleveland, how they take that with me. But, I
what,
don't
they got
think
beef with you? You got beef with Cleveland? Cleveland got beef with you? Is that real?
I mean, it's probably how it's going to be and stay for a long time. But, I don't think
Which
I got
way? Your way or their way?
I've kind of let it go. It's probably the other way.
Hey, new logo, new dog, bygones, new bygones.
Yeah.
We're all good. They
Let it
they
go.
paid a quarterback the most money in history.
Yeah, it's Baker now.
They moved on. Yeah,
True.
we're all good. Sorry about that, but
Oh, you're good. But, I just think you guys know it's all about fit, being in the right place, being around the right team and in the right situation. And that one just definitely wasn't.
I was a big fan, man, of everything you were doing. I love that you just remained yourself through every situation, because in all of those different things that you're being invited to do and stuff like that, there's going to be a lot of people who are probably telling you how you should act or could act and do that. And you remained Johnny Football through that entire thing. I had no idea about what was going on behind the scenes, obviously, with you mentally and everything, but I was just merely a fan of what was happening, especially with what you were able to do on the football field. It was like, this guy's one of one forever.
Mm-hmm.
So to hear that while that was all taking place, you were kind of going through something super negative, like, I'm bummed out about that, but I want to let you know, dude, you were electrifying.
Yes.
Hey, you were. You know what I mean? Like, I know there's probably going to be a lot of conversations about all the bad shit through this documentary, because that's why the documentary is being told, is to spotlight some of the negatives that have come through. You were electrifying, dude. College football for a couple of years were on your shoulders. You know what I mean? And I assume that you acknowledge that every once in a while, but I think you should. Now, we all wish that you would have won into the NFL and had 20 years doing the same thing, because that would have been fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Do you think your style would have worked in the NFL? I mean, the question's about, like, kind of off the field with your thoughts about being burnt out, but your style of play, football-wise, do you think you would have been able to be an NFL guy for a long time?
I do, if I would have had the right pieces in play. I think the league has changed and did change, kind of as I was coming in. And I think, you see guys around the league right now that are playing with the same style that I did every single week on Sunday.
You had that spin move. I mean, it was awesome. Yep. All right, bro. We appreciate you, man. We can't wait to watch the doc on Tuesday, Untold, Netflix, Johnny Football, which is a human that existed,
That's right.
that we all knew, and now we're seeing the other side of it. Good for you getting here, brother.
Thanks, boys. I appreciate you guys.
No problem. Ladies and gentlemen, join Manziel.
Yeah.
You need to read a book about how to do an interview and be a professional.
Yeah, geez, Louise, Hawker.
I've been having a lot of issues with my tape lately.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't say.
Well, we're
I don't mind this. I don't mind this wood. You can. Yeah, I need some more of it though.
Are you changing?
The wood looks good, dude. Wood looks good. Looks
does.
super professional. Looks like our old studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, there we go.
It does.
You got the glory hole?
Of course.
Hey, send me over that bit. I gotta cut it in here. So
I need that 10 bit. Give me that big bit that I can just blow a hole through that thing. I need to go ahead and make it look
your
true.
bookshelf looks sweet.
It does.
Thank you.
True.
Yeah, these are actual books.
Yeah, those are some of your favorites.
Those look like the kind of books you read.
Bro.
Yep. Football's the book stop there.
Yeah.
Smells like mahogany over there.
Put it in there.
Boom.
Yep.
Right
See?
there.
Yep.
Some big books. Are those picture books on the right side?
Over here?
Yeah.
Nah.
Those are encyclopedias.
Size 8 font, too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Smart.
This one's got the most
Tough.
words in the history of fucking books.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
right.
you read
Tough
all-
read.
That's
Tough
why I
read.
read all 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
They said,
Fingerprints of the gods.
you know how they have like the 12 peaks or whatever in Nepal or that area where everybody climbs?
Yep,
They actually have 3 books that it's a reader's challenge.
Those are them, right?
These are them. This is like Everest, that other fucking one next door, and the other one.
K2.
Yep, the whole
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
Did it all in 1 week, too. So.
I like you got them organized by the Dewey Decimal System as well.
Yeah, absolutely. If you need to find something, go ahead and plug right into that thing.
That's
Why
right.
were they doing that ever? You know? Why was that a thing? Why was it?
Who came up with it?
Dewey.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Rock
He used to
John.
go in-
Well,
used to go
find-
into that
find
little-
Dewey.
Go into that cabinet, pull it up, be like, oh, well, 7.57. All right, we'll go find that book wherever the fuck that is.
Yeah, can we just do alphabetical order? I mean, for everything, but then you need genre, I guess,
Right.
category.
All that bullshit.
I've read no books in my life. You know why? I think it was because I just couldn't
Couldn't
figure it
find
out.
them.
Because that Dewey
Couldn't find
Decimal System.
Dewey's little system was just too much for me. I couldn't do it. I
Yep.
wanted to.
You said you spent a lot of time in the library in college looking for books, and then eventually you're just, all right, fuck it. I got to get out of here.
All these books have been gifted to me, too.
Yep.
So they need to be read. Those
By
3 have already
doctors.
been done. If anybody else wants to read like this one here, real good.
I'll grab that one, yeah.
That's the Book of Isaiah.
I thought you read all the Harry Potter books, Pat.
Isn't there 45 of them?
Yeah, a lot of
7,
people
I think.
say they've read them all too. They're huge. They're gigantic.
Yeah, she's the first billionaire author.
I don't know if my mom said she read them all or if she watched them all.
I have friends that have read them multiple times.
Me and Ty read them all.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Love the movies. Absolutely love the movies.
Yeah, but the book's so much better.
Well, that's what they say.
The book is. Why do you guys say that to read books? We are a part of a book club. Kids should learn how to read. Kids should read books. I'm assuming a lot less books are being read by kids because everything on social media is about this.
Yeah.
I will read that. I can read that. I have not been able to get through a book. That's on me. I do apologize. It is a fault. But you guys are always talking about how the book's better than the movie. What does that mean?
I don't say that. I think that's a very elitist thing to say, but I think one of the reasons people do it is because you read a book and then you have all of these like thoughts in your mind of who the person like looks like and everything.
You make it
and then
perfect
you
in your
see
head.
a movie and they cast someone. It's like, well, they should have got fucking Ben Affleck to be this guy.
Because in your mind,
exactly, that's not who they should have cast.
Make
And
a
it just
great
ruins
movie
the
in your head.
Giuliani in every book he reads, Matt Damon's not in it.
No, definitely not.
Let's get to a break.
Anyone
We
with
know
big
who's
tits.
in it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Easy.
At this point, he's just reading Playboy and Penthouse.
Easy.
And
We don't know.
Pornhub magazine.
Yeah.
Hey, once again, the real world has made its way into this sports stooges world.
Bad news.
It's always dumb and terrible.
Yep. Every
Figure
time.
it out over there. You guys are supposed to be actually reading these things. What do you guys got going on? Every time you guys make your way into my feed, and these algorithms need to relax.
They do.
Yeah, it's tough right now.
But anytime they make their way into my feed, it's just something like so terrible. A level of ineptitude at the position in which they hold that you couldn't fathom being in real life makes its way into my. So I guess I'm only seeing the worst of the worst, though, from all sides.
Right.
Yeah.
Are making their way in there. God just. All right. And it just walks off.
Mitch.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something just happened, right? Sorry.
He came back. Came back, didn't he?
Yeah, and he was sharp as a tack. His team said.
That's
but
right.
At the moment, isn't he relaying a message to us?
Oh,
and
yeah.
then the president, I mean,
Mid-speech.
I don't know much about what goes on in the president's world or whatever, but that guy is lost seemingly all the time on my timeline.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
What happens?
What actually happened?
What happens? That's both sides, right? That's both sides.
They had to reboot Mitch.
I've
He
been
came
told
back
that
and
is both sides. There.
Nothing's real life.
Yeah.
Nothing's real.
When Mitch
there's
came
nothing.
back, a lot of people were saying, "Why does his skin look different?"
Both sides are.
Who was saying that?
What does that mean?
Gordon Cup.
That's all I saw. See, that's what people were asking. I don't know.
Let's get to a break. Just what we're saying is you guys are so much smarter than us.
Yeah.
We know that. Take care of it.
Figure it out.
You guys are an embarrassment.
Quickly.
Figure it out.
I mean,
figure it all out.
and not to mention
That's your guys' job, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
Just be normal.
You know what we're gonna figure out? We're gonna figure out like how to talk about sports in a dumb, insightful fashion.
Yeah.
Some people are gonna love it. Some people are really gonna hate it.
Most.
Right.
Okay, that's our job. We're gonna figure out. Your guys' job is to figure it out.
Yeah, the
Figure
real
everything
stuff.
else out.
Fucking figure it out.
Yeah.
That's why you're smarter than us.
Goes to the Mars that we were talking about. Their Mars isn't
Yeah, we need some strong ass Marses over there.
bigger Marses.
AJ, I'll tell you what. I look at you. I see a guy strong ass Mars, bro.
One of the biggest.
I got it. I heard that part with Ricky. I love that guy.
I was looking around this office though. I see a couple weak ass Mars in here. You know what I mean? We got to figure that out.
My Mars may be lacking, but my Jupiter is big as fuck.
Those rings too, right? Saturn.
Saturn,
pretty
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
They're spinning, aren't they?
Oh,
They're
yeah.
still spinning.
You know who has the biggest Pluto in the office?
Uh-oh.
Who's that?
Mitt.
Yeah. That makes sense, actually.
Pluto's not a planet.
Exactly.
All right. Let's get to a break.
Floating out there like
It's a pretty good hour. Pretty good
cold
couple
rock
hours
in
in
the
this
middle of
program.
space.
Hell yeah.
Mitty is out there on his own planet.
He is.
Might not even be a planet.
He's got a strong Mars though.
Yeah, he does.
Does he?
Big arm. Big arm day today. That was never going in.
Yeah, big arm day.
Hawkhouse is live.
It is.
It
isn't
has been.
Oh yeah, it's been awesome.
We're all trying to get in shape for season, AJ.
Pretty crowded.
Oh, okay.
Well, we know season's long, so we're trying to give ourselves the best starting point to have energy to survive. That's what I'm doing, at least. I don't know about everybody else.
Need a good foundation because especially it feels as though when basketball and hockey and other things are going to be aired, like pay a little more attention to it. Try to.
What's that? Your
Hockey and basketball during football season.
I just try not to be fat. Is that what we're talking about?
I was going to say that, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm trying to have a great foundation for everything across the board.
You are getting in good shape right now.
I'm trying to.
Connor's in there 30 minutes on the treadmill every day.
I believe it. I know. I talked to Con Man about his workouts.
He's got headphones in so deep, though.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Can't hear anything.
No, yeah.
Oh, good though. He gets in your own little world. Good for you, Con. That's
Yeah.
what's great.
I don't like working out with people. I'll be honest. I like.
I
being
agree.
In my own.
I concur as well. I concur
It's
as
a little
well.
crowded there.
Ooh,
I think
that was it.
high. Oh yeah, there it is.
Ooh.
Oh shit! That was gonna ram it in.
Oh, no.
Oh,
bonus ball. Java.
Bruce, move Java.
Come on.
Fuck.
Java. Flat ball.
Oh, nice.
Oh, way to go.
Thanks, Bruce. We say boobs one time and your brain's gone for the rest of the show.
Bruce in a tough spot. Yankees stink.
Nah, they've won 2 in a row. They are all the way back.
Guys, that's because they're finally listening to Sean Casey.
Yeah,
That's
maybe.
right. It's about time.
Thank you, Mayor.
Like they're goofing on him because he doesn't have any facial hair anymore.
Well, that's your bullshit organization's rule.
No, he could have a mustache if he wanted one.
That's
but
hazing.
What's your guys' deal with white trash? Huh?
Hazing.
What are you talking about?
You don't want Sean Casey, the mayor, to have his goatee on his face? What is your problem with that?
Hey, sorry, I didn't fucking read the rule book.
Some prick did.
What is this, fucking 1908?
What is this, playing D?
Yeah.
Steinbrenner.
That's right, the boss.
Oh, sorry, Java.
Got him.
Boom. Hit a step back on him.
No, fuck.
Hold on, bonus ball.
Ooh, it almost went in the football net.
Pace car.
I really wanted it too, just for fucking Java. You know, to have to eat a little
I was
shit.
being a real pace today.
Yeah.
Smack job.
It's a nice shot.
He
I know.
looks
I'm
good,
about
though.
to kick that thing over.
Java's standing
Java?
pretty tall. I don't think Java's backing down at all. If you've seen it,
I break Jabba's neck in a heartbeat.
yeah, you got to. That's the spine right there. The thing dropping down the back.
And then I'd yank out his spinal cord.
Hell yeah.
Java's pretty sweet, though. I mean,
Why do you, it could be a female.
look at how good Java is.
Could be.
You're right. You're 100% right.
I talked to it.
What's that?
I talked
What?
to it.
Java?
Yeah.
You don't know its
And
pronouns.
said
And
he.
said, I'm a he.
He, they, or
For now.
Expand on that, Diggs.
what? Bear
Do you have
Wars.
anything to say? Let's get to a break. That's what I thought.
Yep. Slow.
Java, great work, pal. Do you remember we tried our best? There was that one. There was a situation that somebody was identifying as they in the public spot.
Demi Lovato.
Yes.
Them, I think them and they.
Mm-hmm.
We tried our best. Didn't we?
Oh, yeah.
Because something happened in her world where it came into our world.
Aliens.
Aliens,
She was
yeah, she
pissed.
said.
And it was like 4 months after she said that is how she. So it was our first time. I think we hit it out of the park.
Yeah, we always have.
Yeah.
We tried. We
Yeah.
try our best, honestly, because if somebody's going to get pissed off, we don't want to get you pissed off. But also, that's not an easy way to speak.
No, it's not.
You know what I mean? Because, like forever.
Sure.
But we did it.
We did
We
it.
did.
English is hard.
We don't get credit for that much.
No, never.
Do
Never
we?
will.
AJ did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Nah.
They wrote that
I didn't
article
get
about
any,
AJ.
I didn't get any
That's right.
credit.
We'll
No.
see.
Yeah, they wrote that article.
Oh, the Go Green
think so.
Gazette.
Same with the.
I think it was the Detroit Free Press, wasn't it?
The Detroit.
That's who it was.
Could have been.
All right, we're back on the other side, wrapping up this beautiful week. We have Brandon Beane joining us in like 5 minutes, okay? He is the general manager for the Buffalo Bills. We will not ask him about we'll ask one question about the Buffalo Bills. What we will be talking to him about is how he sandbagged us. And now we will be donating $50,000 because of a golf outcome that he had at Oak Hill, which is a PGA fucking course.
Wild.
That he just did a couple days ago. Brandon Beane, general manager of the Buffalo Bills, in 5 minutes. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Take 5. We have some massive news.
Lot of blessings piling up that I ain't even wish for. No, not the one for y'all. I'm locking the fridge door at the crib, cutting hits. I read through the catalog, came to conclusion, no one's touching it. Just finished and made a voyage. I've been on the main grind. Said I'm trying to kill them off, whatever it takes. I seen the boats, I'm at home. I'm selfish with the goals. I could give a fuck who try and get along. 6'3", you can't look me in the eyes.
Thank you, man.
welcome the incomparable Pat McAfee.
But as soon as we get backstage, I see Serena Williams like 6 feet from me. I'm like, oh my God. Hello, hello, hello. You look fantastic. Massive room. Did not expect to see this many incredibly important humans to the media world. And then all of a sudden, guess who pops by? Ryan Seacrest.
Bro, Ryan Seacrest, how are you? Congratulations.
Legend, bro. And holy shit, Ryan Seacrest is here.
Honestly, your work ethic is something that people
Thank you.
like me really inspired by.
Why am I here? Great question. Sweet cowboy hat. How you doing, dude? Makes me look thinner. The Kardashians?
Bullshit.
Come out in the elevator?
Hey, good luck out there. Thank you.
My show, my guys and I will be joining the ESPN universe. And we are so incredibly pumped, honored, and thankful to be doing that. And a lot of people are wondering, why would you ever want to do that when you run a couple $100 million valued company with full independence and the ability to kind of do whatever I want, whenever I want, with my crew that is one of the hardest working group of men on this earth. And it's because I had the incredible opportunity over the last 2 months to chit chat with the leadership at ESPN. I go up to a lounge, Alex Honnold, the guy that was climbing?
Yeah.
I'm like, holy fuck, that's that guy who just hangs off the side of cliffs or whatever. And I think the future of sports media is certainly something that we're kind of creeping in on. Digital has become an influence. It has the structure. It has the ability to reach millions and millions of people. Dan Orlovsky, after his riveting performance on the stage, which it was,
Gets a Shirley Temple.
he comes, no, he got wine.
Okay.
wow.
The future obviously says that linear television is going to be dead. ESPN, the channel, won't be able to exist, but when is that? Is that a year from now? 10 years from now? 20 years from now? Can we get to 25, maybe 30, 35, 40? By that time, I'm 65, 70 years old, and I've completely missed out on the powerhouse that is ESPN Linear. So when I was talking to Jimmy and Burt Magnus and the Bob father, Bob Iger, somehow got a chance to be in his office for an hour and a half in Burbank. That was bananas. He's now talking, I think, to the leader of France. Dumbest life of all time continues. But they all very much understood that we need to embrace both what tomorrow is and what today is. And I have the exact same vision. Then Joe Buck, Troy Aikman come walking in. I'm very thankful to announce that we'll be on ESPN, ESPN Plus, the ESPN app, and for the first time, I do believe in all of sports media, we'll be live on ESPN's YouTube at the exact same time. Jimmy, Burke, Bob understood that 98% of male Gen Zers use YouTube on a daily basis. So being live there and on ESPN, we should be able to reach the entire world, hopefully, if I don't fuck it up, which I might have just did by saying the F word in this room right here.
You met the real DeMar Hamlin, not Michael B. Jordan.
Are you sure?
Not the actor, not the clone.
How's the upfronts? He is in Disney movies.
His clones look exactly the same as real people.
That's the actual clone type. It is an incredibly special time for me. This is my first time out of my house in 2 weeks. My wife and I actually, boom, first baby. She just started farting 2 days ago. Real deal. That was a game changer. But my wife, my baby, my guys, and everybody that I know are honored to be a part of the ESPN family, and we hope that we'll be able to work with all of you. Cheers, and have an incredible day.
Good, man. How you doing? You good? Don't keep running the world, though.
Hey, no, that's you, dude. That's you. That's you.
Trip to New York, I think, was a success. The upfront was hilarious. I had no idea that room was going to be that big.
This is awesome, isn't it?
That was the most suits I've ever seen in my entire life. We're pumped to join the family, and I am very grateful that they're going to let us do it our way. And I said, fuck it at Disney upfront. So.
This would be a pretty legendary thing later in life. You'll probably look at it and say, wow, that was a pretty good decision.
All right, the next chapter begins. Ain't that right, Mickey?
Hell yeah.
Don't break the table, obviously.
I just break shit.
Sorry, man. Somebody came sprinting behind the barrier and tried to spear him.
I fucking dare somebody.
Oh, no! I dare
The next ass kicking. Saudi Arabia. Riyadh. Taking a jet plane. All the way there. All the way back. On the way back. WWE champion. Hell yeah!
Guys destroyed our shit. Hey.
Why?
Let's go. This show fucking stinks. And the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Feel Good Friday, August 4th, 2023. Hour 3 of the sports program starts now.
Football!
Yes.
Yeah. Let's go.
I couldn't hear you guys. You guys didn't say it.
Oh, my God. We did. They did. Everybody did. We did. Hey, it's a good day.
Let's
That's
go.
AJ Hawk, a part
We
of
have
the team.
memory. No brain damage.
That's right. And by the way, I forgot it was happening until I was mid-intro, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's that time.
There's some real shit about to happen here.
Completely forgot.
All eyes were on the man in the all dark over there in the attic that has a bookshelf back behind it. Way to go. Way to save the day. Yeah, I'll read these things. Everybody on Earth saw it kind of fall down, though, and there was no depth to it at all. That was a 1D.
Yep,
That was a 1D. It wasn't 3D. Everybody saw that it was just in the first dimension, you see. It wasn't in the third dimension, which would have had fucking books in it. So the jib's up, dude.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry about it. Sorry about it, AJ.
Bummer.
That's
It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. What do you say? The jig? The jig is up or jib is up?
Both.
The bullshit's done. All right? That's all you need to know. All right? The bullshit's done. We know those aren't real books now. So
Damn shame.
I would like to know what your next background's going to be, and I'm excited for it because if you change it, you've changed.
Yeah, that's right.
Sell out. Anyways, Talks to Tables here at Boston Connor. At Connor's Mullet is fantastic as well. At Ty Schmidt is here looking great. One half of the Hammer,
Dahn.
Cowboys Tone Diggs is here. And joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, a man who is a sandbagger. Now, the guy that we're about to speak to is the general manager of a football team whose quarterback on, I believe, pardon my take, said that Aaron Rodgers is the biggest sandbagger on earth, pretty much. He didn't say this, but people that know golf were telling him that this was the case because of a golf tournament that he was in with Aaron where he said his handicap was like 9 or 10 or something like that. And he just came top 5 in Tahoe and he won that golf tournament. So it was a big deal. So people are like, Aaron's a sandbagger. And Aaron's like, well, my fault I had a good day.
Sorry.
What do you want from me? I don't golf. He said, I don't golf as much as everybody else. I don't have an active handicap. I'm not golfing. I'm sorry about it. Everybody was saying Aaron Rodgers in the football world is the sandbagger. No longer.
Nope.
Somebody said he was going to score an 80 at Oak Hill, a place that was the home of the PGA Championship. He said it with such confidence. We said, this guy's either out of his mind or this guy's a stick. We dropped this thing down to 79. This dude shot a 78. In his name, we will now be donating $50,000 to a charity of his choosing. Ladies and gentlemen, Brandon Beane. Hey, listen. People are saying, I don't like it. I don't like that they're saying this. You said 80. You were never going to touch an 80. You texted me. You said, had to go par at the end. I kind of put myself in a bad spot. You're an incredible golfer, aren't you? You're like a very, very good golfer.
Yes.
No. Listen, that was the most nerve-wracking round of golf in my life that I signed myself up for. But no, it was. As I texted you, I almost blew it on the back there until I parred out to save it.
All right, so let's run through the scorecard real quick at Oak Hill, and obviously your second one down there. Playing with 3 honorable lads. We'd assume 3 honorable lads.
Good dudes.
All their names are down here. I seen it. You know what I mean? I seen it.
Signs.
Warswick can get a little out of control sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, let's not even start talking about Carrier. Carrier.
Oh. Morrow's a freak of nature.
You're right. I mean, a lot of dogs out here.
Yeah.
A lot of dogs out here, and they all signed it and said it. Now, Orlovsky did the same thing, and it was wrong. We didn't do the math.
Right. No.
This one, though, does check out. First one, no big bird. First hole.
Right away.
How good did that feel, huh? You were like, yep, today's the day.
it felt good. I was like, all right, here we go. But it actually started making me like, all right, I played a little bit tense the next couple of holes. I salvaged a par on 2, but it was a good start.
Yeah, we go par. We're out of a 38. Okay.
Unreal.
That's unbelievable. Then all of a sudden we go 4, 3, 6, 6, 5, 3, 4, 5, 4. And at the end here you go par. Sometimes a 4. That's a short.
Interesting.
Whoa.
Hold on.
It's a par 5. It's a par 5. It's a par 4 for the pros. I'm not a pro.
It doesn't matter anyways, I guess.
Yeah.
The score's the score.
Yeah, either way.
So you play how often? How often do you play? This is a remarkable fucking round at Oak Hill, a place that hosted a PGA Championship.
Yeah, I get like 25 rounds from the draft till now. I'm about done.
Damn. You got it too, huh? You said that you started feeling a little bit over those putts. Were you lining them up? I mean, were you actually thinking about it there on the phone?
Oh, we had a caddy out there with us because you have to. When you take guests out of Oak Hill, you have to have a caddy with you. So we had a 4 caddy. I played with him before. His name's AJ. He's a good dude. Only thing bad about him, he's a Patriot fan. But
good man.
Beyond that, he's a good dude. But yeah, I'd used him a couple times before. So yes, he was helping me line up some of my putts, giving me some. I mean, I didn't do it all by myself, but it worked out.
So are you guys chirping the whole Bills Patriots thing, or is he just Team Beane the entire day? Hey, we got some stuff.
Yeah, he's good. He usually says a few jabs before we tee off, but after that, he knows there's bets. And we did do some other bets so that they weren't giving putts or anything like that. We did some internal betting.
Oh, I appreciate that. That sounds like a smart way to go about doing that. Who's the sharpest gambler in the group here whenever it comes to the course? Is Carrier the guy that everybody kind of looks out for whenever he starts swinging the stick around?
Carrier is Mark Carrier, former All-Pro receiver.
Yeah,
he's our
stud.
He's our director of player engagement. So he shot actually pretty good. Mark's probably a 12, 13, but on that course, that's pretty good.
Okay, so you just killed everybody.
Yeah, you beat the shit out of all of them.
Well, Warswick's a good golfer. Warswick's he and I are about the same. He's a 3 or 4.
No.
Oh, he had a rough day, huh? Were you in his head? You were talking. What was it? You think? Was it you?
He only threw a club once, so that was good for Matt.
So Warswick is a dog.
Okay.
Yeah. Warswick is an absolute dog out there.
He's McDermott's kind of right hand man. Actually, we brought him up here. He was an intern for me in Carolina, and then when Sean came up here, he brought him. And then he's a good stick though.
Yeah, sounds like it. Just had a rough day out here at Oak Hill. He's gonna have to remember that forever. Go ahead, AJ.
I mean, what's your favorite place to play? I know it's like the cliche question, but you're a guy that knows a lot about golf courses around the world, I would imagine. What's the best place?
Scotland. Did a guys trip last year, 8 of us, and I highly recommend. Greatest trip ever. Can't wait to go back.
So that is like you go over there, you stay
How
there,
many rounds?
bars, and then you just play, right? That's pretty much what it is.
You wake up, you have a 5-star breakfast, and then you jump in one of these like Mercedes. What do they call those vans? Sprinter vans. You jump in one of those. They take your clubs, they drop you off, they set you up with a caddy, and you go play. You settle your bets, and then you come back, you shower, and you go down to the bar. You go to whatever local pub, and you bust balls all day. You go to bed, wake up, do it again 6 more times. So we actually played 8 rounds in 6 days.
That sounds awesome. How long's the trip? That's not that far. Is it far over there? How long's the flight?
No, I mean I didn't plan my flights out very well. I had
kind of far.
Going from Buffalo, not easy to get to Scotland, but once you get there, it's good. I got to figure out somebody with a private jet or something next time to make.
Whoa! Hey, that is the way. That's why I was. How many hours we get here? I was trying to figure out.
It should. I mean, if you had direct, it'd be like 6, but it took probably 11 by the time we did all the stops. You got to go through all the international, paperwork and all that stuff.
Oh, can't do that.
No,
I hate it. I can put a team
It's
together.
worth it when you get there, though.
Hell yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, we can't wait to get over there and do that. How's camp going? Last question, obviously, let you go.
Yeah, it's good. We're back in Orchard Park. We're doing a little in stadium scrimmage tonight. So a little change of scenery from Rochester. So it's about an hour and 15 back over to Orchard Park.
Team getting better? Anything on the line for anybody tonight in one of these team scrimmage settings?
No, it'd be good. First time we're do a little bit more live contact. They've been in pads, but I think Sean will kind of feel it out, and definitely not with necessarily the starters, but more that the 2s and 3s, give them some periods where we can see. We've got a big competition at middle linebacker since Edmonds went to Chicago, so that's one of the ones I'll be watching.
Okay, so do we got like one-on-ones tonight and stuff like that, or what's going on?
Yeah, we'll do. It'll be a normal practice, but it'll have a different intensity, that in stadium. First time for a lot of these guys that have never played here to kind of feel Bills Mafia in a stadium format, changing their locker, their game day locker. It's just a process. You guys have done it. Just that first feel of playing it, in front of Bills Mafia.
AJ, there's some anxiety coming from the boys here tonight, I think, right?
Oh yeah, I mean that's a cool thing that you do. I know Green Bay they have the scrimmage, their family night scrimmage, and they almost sell the place out. Yeah, it feels like a game, and actually, I know a lot of times you get even more tired than a game because you'll be playing 15 plays in a row. That was back in the day. I don't know if you do it as much anymore.
Yeah, I think
we do
Sean's
like
got
a
him
15 play scripted drives.
Did you hear Jason Kelsey and Travis Kelsey were talking about the long drive drill that Andy Reid does?
No, I didn't hear it.
Oh, my God. I guess some of these drills that take place, and thank God I only had to take 3 steps. It was good watching these. How's the camp? Is it an easy camp? You feel like has all training camps got easier, you think, because of
yes.
data and analytics?
Even the conditioning tests, like it's fat people like me could actually pass it. I mean, it's not anything like it used to be. I remember, first day of training camp with John Fox. I was in Carolina. His first year was, I think, 2002. But we literally would come out of vacation, and about 3/4 of the way through practice, we're doing a live goal line. I mean, these guys 3 days earlier sitting on a beach sipping. I'm like, you think about it now, it probably didn't make a lot of sense, but it was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, good energy, good juice, good contact, not this. Do you think it is, it's all because the data and analytics, like we can't get people hurt in this whole thing? Do you think it's because just the change in what football is as a whole? Why do you think it is, and what do you think the future looks like for training camp and preseason and such?
I think it's a little bit of all that. I think it is the data and the analytics, ramping guys up, the soft tissue stuff, and then the money. I mean, look at what players are being paid now than, again, using my example, 20 years ago when John Fox was the head coach of Carolina, just the salaries, and you're trying to put these guys in bubble wrap. You're trying to get them ready. It's a fine line. You're trying to put them in bubble wrap too. So it's strategic. Obviously now a lot of people are doing the scrimmage with the team, where you still can't necessarily tackle. You thud up. You're not taking them to the ground. You're getting that live competition, different person, but it's still without, tackling that happens in these preseason games.
Do you guys do that?
We are not this year. We've done it in the past. We couldn't get it worked out schedule-wise, but I think we'll try and get it done next year.
That's a fight every time, AJ. I mean, I feel like that has to be at some point a fight every time.
Well, that's part of it, is partnering up with someone, because if it just turns into a brawl, it's not worth it. If I've been that, we scrimmaged in Carolina one year, Miami, and you could hear it, the night after one day of practice, you could hear it in the cafeteria and other places. Like if number 90 does that to me one more time, and they're just waiting, and then of course day 2, that's when the brawls happen.
Yeah, well, that's going to continue to be the case whenever there's a lot of money on the line and not a lot of spots, a lot of competition. But viewing the players as like investments now, like, hey, we got a lot of money in, right? Come on, we don't need yeah, but the one-on-one drills are good time, Hall of Fame game. It's like, okay, yeah, let's go. What are your thoughts on Hall of Fame game? Last question, I'm sorry.
I missed most of it. I'm glad it wasn't our game. I saw they had no I was driving back last night.
No, you should be watching Hall of Fame game. We're honoring the past. Yeah, we're honoring the past.
I like the speeches. I'll watch the Hall of Fame. I do love those speeches, but I actually have it on film. I'll flip through it on film and watch these guys, but I didn't really catch much of it.
Lights went out, no water, shower.
No showers. I did hear that.
Got to go to training camp earlier. I mean, it's you as the Jets and the Browns right now, their thoughts on the Hall of Fame game. I would love to hear. But we should honor the hell out of the legends that are going into the Hall. To your point, it'll be an incredible weekend. We appreciate you, man. 50,000, where's it going? Do you know?
Well, is it one, or can we split it up to a couple of them?
You can do whatever you want.
All right. Well, my wife and I have this thing called Bills Mafia. It goes to the SPCA, which serves Erie County. It's for animals, basically helping a lot of them.
Hell yeah!
And then,
hell yeah! How much we going there? How much? We'll figure that out later.
We'll go 25 there.
Okay, 25 get in there. All right.
And then
hell yeah,
20, and then 25 too. There's a young man that passed away here in Orchard Park last year as a teenager. Tragic accident, and we've done some stuff with their foundation. His name's Carson Sinfield. They give scholarships to some of the high school kids here in Orchard Park It's called this Carson Senfield Impact Foundation. So if we could do 25 there, that'd be awesome.
Hell yeah, man. We'll definitely do that. We appreciate you leaning into your city and making the world a better place. We appreciate you sandbagging us now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We appreciate
Didn't
you.
sandbag. I'm telling you, I was scared to death with 4 holes left. I was about to blow this.
80, though, was never, you were never going to touch 80.
I'm telling you, I hit a ball in 17. It's the par 5. I was going to go on in 2. I hit it into the face of the bunker. It's the only time I reacted. A couple of guys laughed. I took my hat and threw it down because the last time I'd hit it into the face of that bunker, I turned what I thought was going to be an eagle or a birdie chance into a double bogey. So I was like, oh man, if I got a birdie 18, this is going to be trouble.
Oh,
But
here we go. So there was a moment where you had to kind of cool the nerves a little bit. Hats on the ground.
Yep.
Love that.
Pick it back up. Turn around.
much respect to the pro guys because you definitely felt your heart starting to pound a little bit, but it was good.
Do you play in Tahoe?
No, I know. I need to be your caddy. That's what I need to be.
No, you need to play.
You should play.
Well, I would do that, but I'll go be your caddy.
Okay, how about this? You can be my caddy. But also, you should be playing.
that
You, you should be playing in that thing. It sounds like you could really go, you think, huh?
I don't know. It'd be fun. I'm decent. Listen, some of those guys I watch it. It's there's some studs on that thing. There really are. Kyle Williams, who used to play here, he almost won it 2 or 3 years ago.
You beat him?
No, Kyle's a stick. I mean,
Yeah.
he's going to beat me more times than I beat him.
He did the 4 foot in front of me, flop real golf ball over my head thing.
For a big guy, a former 300-pounder, he's got the softest hands. I mean, his natural skill set, man.
And his accent and the way he talks and what he says. He is fantastic. As are you, ladies and gentlemen, Brandon Beane. Thank you. All right, $25,000 to Bill's Mutfia, I do believe.
Mafia?
Mafia?
Yeah. Well,
Mafia, right?
Yeah, I think it was Mafia, but it could be Mutfia.
Because mutts.
Yeah.
But maybe it's muff, like rough.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Quick Google search. We'll figure it out.
Anyways, $25,000 there. I love that, obviously, big time animals. And then the Carson Senfeld Impact Foundation scholarships in the name of a local that passed away up there. Obviously, rest in peace, but your name is being carried on in beautiful fashion. Happy to give $25,000 there. The guy's a player.
Yeah.
That guy's a player. He's a.
When's the last time you think he shot 80 or above?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said it.
8 years ago?
That's why I call him Sam.
It's probably one of the hardest courses he plays, too.
Oh, yeah.
There's just no way he doesn't break 80.
He said Scotland. I would like to hear if he played in any of those courses around here. In America.
When are we going to Scotland? You go to eight days straight of Scotland?
That's a long time, obviously. Whenever he said we're doing that for 6 days, I'm like, that's a long time.
That's like those trips where people plan those for 15 years out. Like that's like their bell cow. Like, hey, that's one of my goals is go take one of those.
I mean, we do 4 days, right?
I was going to say you could truncate that.
We do like a 4-day one. We should do that.
He's walking too. If you're over there, you're
Sick.
walking too all those rounds, right?
Yeah, but with the caddy, so.
Yeah, I mean, you're not carrying your bags, obviously, but I'm saying you're still walking probably.
I've heard nothing but good things about those trips.
Yeah.
Even when it's raining.
Oh,
Somebody said it was raining the entire time. They're like, who cares?
I would assume if you go with the right group, how could it not be a good time?
Yeah. Foxy's been, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Ireland.
He went to Ireland.
Played Ballybunion, which is like an iconic course. It was amazing. Had to walk in. It was raining, and it was the best round of golf I've ever had in my entire life.
How'd you play? You played good?
Really good. Shot 80 even. So
hey, way to go!
Right on the dot.
Nobody was there, but we believe you.
Whatever.
What was that, Nick?
Nick doesn't.
This is I love it. You can never really tell. Yeah, Bruce got a hole in one. No one was there. No one knows.
Did he really?
Yeah.
And then he shanked the ball into the woods.
No,
it happened. All right.
That's golf.
It
That's
could
golf.
happen. It could happen.
You saw the swing, AJ?
My favorite Bruce
Beautiful swing.
Yeah.
is him calling people off the green. 340-yard par 4. 340-yard par 4. Bruce has been golfing with himself his entire life, obviously.
2 years.
Which is how long he's been golfing. He hits his driver.
Great drive.
It's going right down the middle. Whoa! He's losing his mind. People are on the green.
No.
Heads up!
Oh, yeah.
340 here. We're at sea level, not Denver or Tahoe or anything.
Nope. You gonna land it on the green?
They were in the fairway. I was about 90 to 100 yards short of them, and I did give them a 4 call. It looked like it was going right for a guy's head.
All right. let's get past the golf game. Bruce is a player, and Bruce obviously does have a hole-in-one. We believe him. It's a shame that you're alone. Foxy did shoot an 80 in Ireland on a completely different continent.
Yes.
We agree. We believe him.
Sure.
We'll go over there, and we're all going to shoot our probably par.
78.
All right, let's go. Let's start working for that for when we go to Scotland next offseason. We have some breaking news out of the NFL. Alvin Kamara will be suspended 3 games for a fight outside of a Las Vegas nightclub in 2022 around the Pro Bowl weekend that was being had out there. Kamara reached a plea agreement in July and no longer is facing a felony charge for his role in the fight that occurred before the Pro Bowl in February. That's via Adam Schefter. 3 games. Okay, yesterday, Nick Underhill, who is a reporter, beat writer for the New Orleans Saints, came on the show and said he'll probably get suspended 4 games and then he'll appeal it down to 3. He's at 3 right now. I think that's everybody boots on the ground kind of had a good sense or feel of what it could be. Do you think he'll be able to appeal that down? And how do you think this whole thing went down between Raj and Alvin Kamara?
I don't know. I would imagine the appeal situation is already, it's been going on. This whole process has been going on for so long. I would assume this is the final thing.
I would wonder, from the NFL standpoint, they would want to get the public appeal thing out of the world. We'd rather just make, and from the player's perspective, I think you would potentially only want one announcement of negative thing too.
That's usually how, with guys that have, they get popped for some kind of, PED or whatever. A lot of times they don't make it public until they've already appealed and done all their, said, like, hey, no, this is what the problem was, whatever.
Yeah, but sometimes some of these suspensions will hear like an appeal will happen and then it kind of get drawn out like publicly. And in doing so, you're dragging both sides pretty much. Both sides get dragged through it publicly. Like the person who's appealing, like people are still going to bury you for what you did and talk about what you did. And then for the NFL side, it's like they have to say, well, this is why and this whole thing. It's just, if it is the final right here and we just move on, I bet you Kamara and the NFL are happy about that. But if Kamara's going to try to get that down to 2 games, this thing still drags out even longer. Kamara, though, for a large portion of the season, will be playing for the Saints. That's what I'm taking from this. That's good news in that NFC South, in which Jimmy Graham is back in there and Derek Carr is slinging the pigskin for old Saints world. Huge
Huge news because we looked at the schedule yesterday. It's not great. They're the favorites to win the division there. They have Jamal Williams as the backup, and then Kendre Miller from TCU, who was really good last year. I believe was the 3rd. But they're going to be good, yeah.
I just seen a tweet just pop up on the back here. Colts corner Chris Lamons, who was involved in the same incident with Alvin Kamara, is being suspended for 3 games. Who's Chris Lamons?
Well, did we know he was involved?
Not until right now.
You tell me. Did anybody know Chris Lamons was involved? I thought Kamara and that guy, right?
Well, then apparently Lamons then fucking curb stomped him while he was laying on the ground.
Jeez.
Allegedly.
I mean, he had to have done something pretty real deal. We don't like it.
If that's the case, dude, Lamons got that dog in him.
I was kidding.
Did he not get? So Alvin Kamara got the criminal case against him, and Lamons did not because Alvin Kamara accepted a plea, right? They just said his plea deal gets him out of the
felony.
Out of the felony charge forever. Is Lamons in the middle of that as well?
Colts signed him a week ago.
Okay,
nice.
good.
Oh, yeah, to replace the other guy who was betting on games.
So March.
Okay.
A March article said another player wants charges dismissed in strip brawl. So I believe he did have charges against him.
Our cornerback room currently has 20 games of suspensions against them combined.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of sweet.
It's all right. It's all right.
New culture.
Earlier Friday, Alvin Kamara told reporters I was completely wrong. I embarrassed the Saints. I embarrassed my family and my mother. I embarrassed myself, embarrassed the city and the Shield, obviously embarrassed the NFL as a whole. And Nick Underhill yesterday, the way he talked about Alvin Kamara as the human, he basically was like, Roger Goodell learning about who Alvin Kamara actually is as this upbeat, positive person who made a massive mistake, probably a bit boozed up in Vegas. Not that that is a reason at all, but acted out of character is what a lot of people are saying. So 3 games, keep it moving. Probably had to pay a massive amount of money, and hopefully this will all be behind him, and he will grow. In the Saints now, are they our favorite in the NFC South?
Probably betting-wise, right?
They have the most proven quarterback, for sure.
And the best defense out of those 3, you could say?
What's up, AJ? What are you saying, man?
No, I think they could be good, but it's just so weird. Like, I don't know if I'm in a bubble or what, but I just don't hear much about the Saints.
You don't hear anything about any of the NFC South teams except for Bryce Young's really smart.
You're right.
That's
You're
really the only thing that's being talked about because everybody has decided that the NFC South is a dumpster fire.
Yep.
That's what everybody thinks. The NFC South stinks, bro.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to win the NFC South. Like, that's how people are actually talking whenever they're talking about the overall scheme of even the playoffs are getting talked about now. Like, somebody in the NFC South is going to have a home playoff game.
Yeah.
Like, all that type of shit is being said about that one division. So I don't think we're talking about it at all. But then you start thinking about the Saints up there. You're like, well, Derek Carr, he won a lot of games.
Yeah, he did.
He does have a skill set, right? Has a definite skill set and understands some
Good
things.
defense.
Defense is filled with dogs. They just signed back Cam Jordan. He just signed another deal. He's like mayor of New Orleans down there. They got dogs all over the place on the defensive side of the ball. Jimmy Graham is back. Alvin Kamara is going to be there. Michael Thomas is back. They're saying Taysom Hill is all the way back now. Taysom Hill. Chris Olave's.
Oh yeah, you're right. I mean, they have a lot of talent. You're right. Like they're in a good spot though. They could surprise some people. They really could. Anyone in that whole division could, but I think the Saints are set up for it.
Okay, let's talk about the Bucs. Do you think Bucs could surprise some people?
No.
They got to get a starting quarterback first.
Correct.
Yeah, they went 8-9 with Tom Brady.
Let's just say at this exact point though, here.
Bake's got to get the job.
And
What?
I don't
think they win?
I don't think Bake's taking them to the playoffs.
Honestly, I don't know. I'm really. I want to see what Baker looks like with the new scenery with Tampa. Like I want to see if he looks all right.
Hey,
really
listen,
do.
I'm
rooting for him. I am
man.
rooting for him.
That Cleveland situation, I don't
It's
get
tough.
it.
Yeah, it was bad. But Carolina even.
We don't know Baker that well, I don't think.
No.
Followed him, don't know him that well.
I think he waved hi to us once.
Yeah.
We dapped up.
In LA 2 years ago.
Yeah, we don't know. But that scene in Cleveland is one that is truly befuddling.
We'll go down.
So high and then boom, crap, like so low. So it just happened so quickly.
Dude, won a playoff game for the Cleveland fucking Browns against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So not only did he get the Cleveland Browns to the playoffs, he didn't. The team was great, obviously.
Sure.
I'm saying he's the quarterback of the team in Cleveland that gets to the playoffs, gets a win in the playoffs. Against who? The Steelers in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's like, and then all of a sudden, 14 months later, he's gone or something like that.
Yep.
That was a crazy thing. It was like the Cleveland Browns were just like, they weren't drinking beer for a while.
No.
Because they weren't able to.
Locked away.
Until they got a win, and it was like years and years and years. And then he wins, and then everybody hated him.
Yeah.
Why'd that happen?
That playoff game, too. Remember Stefanski? He had COVID, so they were out of their head coach. I think Joel Bitonio or one of their starting old linemen were out. Like, it wasn't just as if everything
I
was
still
perfect.
don't fully understand. And it wasn't needed. How come Stefanski couldn't go over in a chamber bubble boy?
Mm-hmm.
Pope-mobile?
Sure.
Yep.
Put him in a Pope-mobile, so he's in the back. Everybody has to look at him. You know what I mean? Lock him down, no air because he had COVID. And then keep him in there and take him up to a suite inside the stadium that has play calling capabilities. And just keep the door shut. Like, why wasn't that a thing that was actually happened during the COVID thing?
I have no idea. Doors could have been shut. You could have even opened the windows to one of those suites too, so like he's not contaminating that box itself. He's got fresh air going in there.
Open the window.
Why didn't they do that though? Why wasn't that a thing?
COVID. I mean,
yeah, there's a lot.
Well, they wouldn't do that for any. Like, would they do that for an assistant coach? Because what if assistant coaches get it and they're like, hey, we're going to do this for every guy that gets it?
Play callers, I think they could easily make.
They should have. You're right.
All right, so next time, because I saw
Next time.
This summer, it's coming back.
Oh, no.
Gumpy told us.
Yeah, he did. Get ready.
That was trending. What? The COVID.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
The COVID was trending yesterday.
Another variant or what? What's going on?
I ain't worried about it. Hey.
In Canada, it was trending.
Yeah, it wasn't trending here.
Okay. Well, who cares then?
Yeah, plus Canada's got a lot of things on their plate right now.
What?
Like what?
Just other stuff.
I don't know what it is, but
you do.
Are you talking
all
about?
right, Zito, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I do know
Yeah.
now all of a sudden. But with that being said, you felt so good at that moment, didn't it?
Well,
this guy with this corn cob TV,
Look,
as soon as there was an opportunity, he was so pumped to say something that I assume is very toxic. If what Zito said in my ear is what you were referring to,
Look,
very toxic.
A lot of things come through the wire in our group text, and when I have multiple group texts, and a lot of things come through the wires in there, and so sometimes there are words
Think about
that
him
light off a
managing-
light bulb.
Think about him managing these group texts. All right, we got the boots on the ground overseas crew here.
Yeah, exactly.
And the other ones I could inform you that they are much more toxic than ours even.
Yeah.
I don't.
I'd say.
And then I've been getting text from AQ lately for some reason. That's got to stop.
All right.
Why? What's he saying?
He's in the middle of a fight club right now. I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah.
You seen that guy's calves right now? I mean, speaking of fight club, I just saw Jake Paul and Nate Diaz's face over here.
Here we go.
Hey, this is
Sold out.
bro. I'm
Set
excited for
records.
it. I'm very excited.
absolutely. You kidding me? I mean, that was a legit, real punches were thrown in that thing we watched yesterday.
Yep.
I appreciate whoever sacrificed their jaw for that scrum yesterday. And if that was a work, shout out to them for, throwing some real good punches.
Yes.
Real good selling a little bit too. Good scrum, lot of mass on top of each other.
Yep.
A lot of bitch.
A lot of that.
Bitch. A lot of that. I mean, it felt real while we were watching it. I don't think I have a clue on how this could go. You know what I mean? Because it seems like everybody's favoring like Jake Paul in this one against Nate
That's crazy
Diaz.
to me.
And what a time for Jake Paul that at one point he's being laughed out of these things. Now against a guy who is a fighting legend, okay, just in general.
Yep.
Fighting legend. Name is one that is synonymous
Hasn't been knocked out in MMA.
combat sports. This guy's name held very, very high regard. And it's like, yeah, Jake Paul's probably going to beat him.
He's a huge favorite.
Yeah.
Really?
Holy shit.
Because
mine is 600.
Nate's like, I understand Nate's a black belt in jiu-jitsu and he's awesome on the ground, but Nate's like also has a big time boxing background.
Yeah,
he and
he
his brother
does.
both.
Well, that's what he told us. He said, I'm in a boxing. That's where I train, actually, is a boxing gym. So I feel like there's a chance that he views this as like he's representing his boxing gym. Like, hey, I'm representing this gym here, which is kind of how the fighting community is, I think. I think that's kind of their thing.
Yeah.
That's like,
How many rounds?
10.
10, yeah. And he's also.
Yeah, Nate has a gas tank better than anybody. He's going to, he will continue to throw punches. He will take it deep.
He hasn't done an Ironman in the last 2 weeks.
True.
Remember, that's his rules.
Yep.
He doesn't. Hey, we don't know what type of shape.
Yeah.
Is Logan doing battle this weekend as well?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
I seen the post, actually. I think.
I saw that too.
I don't know if it was Jake or Logan.
Logan.
But what those two motherfuckers are doing.
Logan's doing SummerSlam, flying straight to Dallas to go support Jake.
Dude, good for them. Those are two Ohio dudes, man, out there just absolutely crushing the game right now. Even if people hate them, they've found professions that they're going to benefit and profit off of massively because of it. Every single step of the way, those two seemingly business-wise and like kind of content-wise have kind of made it right now. Granted, they've made a lot of mistakes along the way, a lot of them. We've seen them their entire lives. Those dudes are really fucking impressive, though, those two.
Yeah, with Diaz, too, representing his gym, like he's also representing MMA and UFC because during the Jake Paul doc, they talk about how, like...
Hey, good Untold, right? Jake Paul's?
Yeah, it was good. There's some parts where, like, yeah, you got to kind of just get through. They're telling the entire story, but it's incredible to see how they started in Ohio and where they are now. But, like, he beat Anderson Silva in a boxing match, Jake Paul.
Yeah,
and, like,
pretty
you forget
crazy.
about that. And Anderson Silva is, like, one of the greatest fighters of all time.
Yeah. And, I don't
You seen
know.
their dad? Their dad's a character, too.
Yeah, he's
Absolutely.
in it. He's in the doc.
That was the
he
text
talked.
message I got from the first person in the office that watched it. Basically was like, got to watch the doc strictly for the Paul's dad. Because I've seen him. He's been at things, right?
Yeah, he's a weapon. He's at all of them. He's a weapon.
He's at everything.
He is.
He's
there.
always there at all times.
Yeah, and his mother's there as well for most of it. Like, there's the behind the scenes footage is really cool.
Jake lives boxing right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like obsessed with it.
And when he told you, he was like, "This is part of my life now. Like, I'm not just doing this anymore."
And Nate Diaz, we assume he's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? And what's up with him just walking up out of stuff?
I love that.
I think he just wants to fight. He's not about the
They both
bullshit.
weighed in at 185.
Why was Jake Paul's manager standing so close to Nate?
I don't know. He's lucky
And
Nate
the
didn't
way-
knock him out.
The way he was standing, too. It was like he was standing where Dana would normally be, but that wasn't a independent
That was Jake's
party.
manager?
Yeah, it was one sided.
Allegedly, that was Jake's manager, yeah. So that's why there was a...
Oh.
He actually did that. Bitch. You actually heard him say that?
A bold move. I think that guy's in it as well.
I think it's going to be a good fight.
Yeah.
Me too. I'm definitely going to watch it.
All right.
There's some good undercards too, I think.
Who's that?
I don't know the names, but I recognize a few.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, Hawker. Thanks, pal.
Thanks. Way to go.
Don King over here.
It hit me, and I was like, "Oh, great! There's actually more than one fight I'm interested in seeing."
Hey, before we get out of here, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention. Happy birthday, Foxy.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you,
Foxy.
Foxy, we love you, buddy.
Appreciate and love you guys so much.
We're incredibly pumped that you are in our world. Congrats on another, trip around the sun. This one ended with quite a massive life moment, and the future is only brighter, pal. Can't wait to see your next trip around the sun.
Yep.
Happy birthday.
Thank you guys. Very thankful and great for you guys.
Congrats.
We love you, Foxy.
Love you guys.
Even though,
What's that? What's that?
Go green.
Yeah.
Go white.
Who said that?
Oh, no.
I'm not saying it.
Yeah, Foxy broke bread with NASA.
Kirk Cousins said it
4
too.
years. 4 years in a row.
I didn't know that.
Not even allowed to say that they were there because,
Can't say that.
Can't even say that.
You're the one that
Not
broke
even
bread.
talking to.
No.
Can't do it.
That was my senior year of school too.
Oh, it's even more your fault. You
Yeah.
do.
Get out of here.
Foxy
Yeah.
knew.
Hey, let's
What?
happy birthday, Foxy.
Happy
It's been a
birthday,
while.
Thank you.
Foxy.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday, Foxy.
Congrats,
you.
Foxy.
Feel good, Foxy Friday.
Hell
right.
yeah.
All right, Foxy. In honor of you, I'm gonna make one of these shots.
All right, let's
Hell
go.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, if I don't, Foxy will come out here on his birthday,
All right.
and he will have to.
Oh, yeah.
We should have him do that anyways.
Where's old Urbo? Get Urbo out there.
We could do
Yeah,
a.
actually, that'd be a great birthday gift.
Herbo
if Herbie
versus
came out
Foxy.
and took some jumpers.
You're right. So for Foxy,
Yes.
because Urbo only has like a week left,
Yes.
Yep.
he has to knock down
From the stage.
in honor of Foxy.
Right.
From the
Fellow
stage.
Leo, to be exact.
Oh, nice.
Urbo,
You
come
got
on,
this,
for your
kid.
buddy.
Herbie, get your
Come on, Herbie.
Herb Street. Come on down.
To honor Foxy. Come on.
Let's go, Herbie.
Baby Herbo.
Thank you, Urbo, for doing this.
He's gonna make the first one.
I
Oh,
know
yeah,
you
for
do.
sure.
Up
He'll
here, pal.
definitely-
You're going to be up here.
He'll definitely make the first one from the city.
Look at that fashionable shirt too. The bottom's all like.
Dude, it's a great
Yeah,
shirt.
come on, dude.
Hey, he is jocked.
Dalia.
This guy's in the Hawk House.
Whoa.
I wear those too. I mean, what are we?
Delete.
You need to stop it with what you're doing there.
What?
He just called you.
I didn't call him anything. I mentioned the shirt he wore.
you kind of.
Yeah, you did.
Anyways, for Foxy's birthday,
They save videos.
he loves basketball.
That guy go to school.
They do, yeah, somewhere. You just record the phone. So do you appreciate Foxy? I do. You do? For the good of his birthday, then, for the good of your friendship, for the good of everything, from a gift from all of us
Come on.
to Foxy.
Come on, Herbo.
Why don't you go ahead and knock this thing down here
Herbie.
for him?
Right here.
I have not taken a shot since that last day when I was here last week.
We
Just
lost
shut
our
up and
books.
shoot
We
it.
just lost our books.
Someone's
Oh,
sabotaging
no.
me.
Someone's
Someone's sabotaging
Oh,
me,
no.
man.
Is that because the global
Someone's in the house.
Boiling. Probably.
Is that wood back there probably contracting, probably getting a little longer?
Yeah.
It's elongating with the heat.
You passed
How
it to
quick
Pat,
feet is.
That's why.
Yeah, dude. If somebody's got to look sophisticated around here, dude. That's kind of your gig. But if you're just gonna have some bullshit ass tape holding that thing up, we'll be on deck.
man.
Won't we, Z? For the good of the show.
Hell yeah.
For the good of the program.
What?
Jake, for the good of Foxy's birthday.
Come on.
right.
Come on.
Herbie.
You got to knock this shot down. Remember, there is a stair there and Jabba's
Yeah.
thing.
I'm honestly picturing Herbie going to shoot this shot and that thing impaling his brain.
Oh no.
Herbo.
That might go.
Not bad, not bad. We got a couple more opportunities.
That was. I mean,
All right.
Close.
That one might go.
that wasn't bad.
That was not bad at all.
It's a long shot.
That was not bad at all.
Fall. Please
For
don't fall
Foxy's
on-
birthday!
Hit the net.
A little more oomph.
Yeah.
Bend them. Bend them.
Hold
knees.
on,
Everyone can hear
Herbo.
me.
Hold on. Last time here, AJ saying make sure you bend them knees.
Yeah.
Yep.
But also, we're not going to be able to have a good Foxy birthday
No.
if this one doesn't
We
fall.
might be here
Yeah.
till Foxy's next birthday.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
This is in.
He didn't,
It's
hear
going
that.
in.
He didn't need to hear that.
Buckets.
All right. Baseball. Good catch.
That was
Hey,
deep,
Jabba
though.
wants you to win. That was the right distance.
It was.
Here we go, Jake.
And a
Hey,
little more
he's
right.
been in the Hawk House every
Yeah,
morning.
and he still can't get the ball to the hoop.
No, he's got touch. Too much touch. Too much
Oh,
power. This
yeah.
time, just right, though.
Okay.
This time, just.
Come on,
Happy
Herbie.
birthday, Foxy.
That's the one.
Oh, all right. Hey, good effort.
Hit the backboard.
He's too strong, man. Hey, he's too
Gotta try a
strong.
couple more.
Hit the backboard.
No, all good. Hey, way to go, Herbo. He
might
rolled
be-
his ankle.
You sure you're not right-handed, Herbie?
He
No,
rolled his
he
ankle.
didn't, did he?
He rolled his ankle. He had a little bit of a limp in his gait there. Are you okay? Darn football, okay. All right, Herbo. Well, Foxy.
Yeah.
It is your birthday. I don't want to make you have to do this.
Both lefties.
Should we do a free throw challenge?
Just how many weeks can he make in a row?
Yeah.
Because we do have some time.
Plenty of time.
Foxy or Jake?
Well, Jake will make 0, but
So that would be pretty quick. That would be, we're up against it. We got to go.
20.
Does Bruce still swing the same way in golf when he got his hole in one?
I think he's changed it like 4 different times, but it's all the same iteration.
It's a circle, yeah.
I just see him like months apart, because I don't get to get out that much. So I'll just go out like one time and Bruce will be there and I hadn't seen him in 6 months. And
he's gotten better.
I think so.
I believe it. I love his swing.
Yeah,
his swing is fun to watch.
He is much better.
He's a player.
He knows a lot about the sport, too.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds kind of condescending, how you said it.
No, he's good. He plays a lot. You know what I mean? He plays a lot.
Okay.
I actually don't.
But you said he knows a lot about the sport.
You used to, Bruce, didn't you? It was like your thing there for a while when you
I had
came
a
out
run,
here.
yeah. I had a run.
That was
This
awesome.
Summer.
We were all very jealous of you.
Yeah.
Very jealous of you.
You can go to, what's it called? That South Grove, whenever you want.
So I actually, that place I rented, remember 14 tee times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they just filled them.
They did.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Double
We'll
book.
take your money, though. Thanks.
Still charge me. Wanted to do like a little, we don't plan in advance enough for like a company outing, but like, hey, do you have this available? Yep. All right, let me do it. Then we'll just kind of have it for a little bit just through the day. They're like, yeah, some idiot fucking. They only needed 3 tee times.
Yeah, you guys can go out right after.
Yeah, don't worry about it. So, that place is good. Good course, though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I did enjoy it.
Since we did that, we know the strategy now. We go out in the first 2, and then we have Mid or somebody go out on the last one.
Mitt, how is Mitt doing? Have we?
What do you mean? What happened?
How so?
His car got hit, dude.
Yeah.
He got in a car accident
What?
earlier this week. Yeah, just you
For
know
sure.
what? It's a good thing to do here the last 10 minutes. Kind of wrap up the week.
Yeah.
Mitt's car got crashed into Monday.
Only the 10th
By
time.
a semi truck knocked his door off again, or what?
No.
No, I don't know what it was, but he was just parked at the red light.
Yeah.
Never his fault.
Someone else's.
This guy's car has been hit 15 times. It's a bumper car.
Where is he?
He's back in the.
You know where he's at.
Where you at, Mitt?
Fucking
Which one of these? Which one of these? So many mics.
So many fucking microphones. I don't know which one fucking works.
What do you mean? I'm on the right one.
Well, of course you are.
Yeah.
Of course you are. Hey, what happened? And how many accidents is this now in like the last month and a half or so?
In the last, in the last year, a lot. In the last month, this is the first one.
I don't know that.
Well, it's August 4th, so
His car insurance is like
True.
$1,300 a month.
No, I'm not gonna say how much it is, but no, I was stopped on 465, dead stopped,
middle of the
waiting
highway?
to get off. Yes, waiting to get off on,
Well, that
waiting
might
to
be
get
the
off,
problem.
and
Dropped his-
an Oldsmobile guy just slammed right into me, basically.
Oldsmobile guy.
Yeah, well, guy driving an Oldsmobile really
goes.
just.
It was a transformer.
Do you think you have like a magnet on your car for this type of thing? Do you think?
You know what? I'm a big believer in luck and karma and stuff, and I think I'm a really lucky guy, but also at the same time, I'm also a really unlucky guy.
Nice.
So, I mean, it comes and goes.
You're a paradox.
Zito just told me that you found out about your other car's engines in a good spot too, right?
Yeah, I also don't have my Mustang right now. That's
toy?
Multiple. He's got multiple cars?
Yeah, well, he's got a toy.
Yeah.
The Mustang's
It's not a car, it's a toy.
This is our fault.
Yep.
Mitt, did you get out and fight the guy when he hit you?
No, I did not get out and fight the guy, actually. The reason why I was stopped in traffic was because Herbie saw a guy actually get in a fist fight with somebody who hit a semi-truck, and then it was standstill traffic, and then I got hit. So
It's just impossible to believe. It's just impossible to believe. I'm just going to say it.
What are you talking about? Herbie saw the guy.
It's impossible.
Herbie saw the guy. He was like, you know
Herbie
why?
saw the fight.
Yeah, Herbie saw the fight. Herbo.
I understand that it's hard to believe, but I swear
I believe
this
it.
happened.
I believe it.
There's the police report. There's filings. I have my insurance policy
There a
right
video?
here.
Cord. Watch that cord. Don't break it.
Mitt, we just wish for you to have better luck, pal. Okay?
Yeah, thank
we need you.
Thank you.
I believe
thank
you, Mitt. I absolutely believe you, man. I'm glad your
Thank
neck's
you,
okay.
AJ.
Yeah, we're glad you didn't get whiplash.
Yeah.
I am very glad that I did not get hurt and that he did not get hurt.
He was born with a whiplash.
You talking about
Should
Oldsmobile?
recheck.
Oldsmobile guy?
Check. Make sure you're not hurt, Nick.
Yes, I am talking about Oldsmobile guy, and I'm actually pretty sad for him because he's not going to be able to replace any parts of his car because they stopped making Oldsmobiles like 10 20 years
What?
ago.
Don't worry.
Right.
about
Thank
it.
you for thinking about him, man.
He's not going to be able
That's
to pay
very
for your
nice.
car either because his insurance probably expired about 8 years ago. So
Actually, did get good news on his insurance and already filed that claim, and I'm getting all of that taken
Thank
care
you,
of.
General.
Hey, baby.
All
Way to go.
Shout out Progressive or whatever the heck he has. Don't
That's
think
right.
That's what it
Shout
is.
out.
Yeah, shout out.
Ladies and gentlemen, that man is going to probably be a millionaire someday. That's Mitt.
That's Mitt.
See it, Mitt.
Congrats, Mitt.
What? I believe it. Didn't his car get broken into or hit a couple months ago?
Yes.
It happens like twice a week.
He's got bad luck.
He got robbed at an ATM when I just found out yesterday.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Wait, what?
Well, that was different than the time they took his laptop and everything else.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Twice.
I thought a golf ball broke it.
That was twice.
That was a
I
different
thought.
time.
That happened as well.
That was a different time.
Wait, so someone like held him up at an ATM when he was getting cash out?
Yeah.
No, they
That's
watched him
scary.
get cash out, then they grabbed his ass right outside the gas station.
And Mitt was like, whoa, just take it, dude. Not these shoes, though.
Oh, they're fake.
You think he held on to his shoes?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They wanted his shoes.
Not the fucking 12 twists. Take anything but the 12 twists.
All right, Mitt. We love you, buddy. Happy you're okay.
Love you, Mitt.
Love you, man.
Yeah, man.
You got a chance to
Scary.
see a guy in the background of the door there. Old Bill's had an incredible week this week.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bill.
Way to go, Bill.
Okay.
Love those shorts.
How about Bill?
Looks like a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Looks like a CrossFitter.
He is.
Yes.
He might be. I don't know. He's walking around with a sack on his shoulders. What is that thing called?
What?
A rucksack. Yeah, like a military. And he's just, Tim's in here doing laps with it on his shoulders. Bill's over there doing body weight squats with it on his shoulder.
Okay.
Bill's ready to go, dude.
What's he training for?
Bill, what are you training for? His life?
Oh, the Murph.
Murph.
He's
And also,
doing-
he got jumped. Remember?
Yeah, true.
Oh,
He got
yeah.
jumped, too.
True.
And that ain't going to happen
Oh,
again.
yeah.
Oh, that is not.
You're going to need a couple more.
Yeah.
You need a couple more. You want Bill nowadays. Can't just sneak up on him in an alley anymore with 5 guys and leave him damn near dead.
Got that thing on him at all times now.
Yeah.
Zito tells me that the cameras are in position. Ladies and gentlemen, all we'll need is Evan Fox to hit 10 free throws in a row
Okay.
on his birthday.
Really?
And for Foxy, how old are you, Foxy? We'll see.
29.
29 winners of $500.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Whoa.
Foxy, it's your birthday. You're supposed to be like non-pressure situations, so kind of a terrible thing. But to be honest, I looked around the room. Nobody else could do this.
No, definitely not.
You're the only human that can pull this off.
Is it this one or the other one? Hold on.
Where's the camera at?
That might be better.
Yeah, we got it here.
Easier bounce.
Oh, is Jabba not part of
Foxy, you can you start on a make, and you get what? 3 different starts.
it? Yeah, okay.
You want a rebound?
Yeah.
3 different starts.
3.
All right, 3 makes. You know what I'm
I need
saying?
a rebounder. Someone rebound?
No, he likes to get his own rebound.
Okay, we're off and running.
One,
One
all
for
right.
one. If this man
That
hits
was smooth.
9
Oh, yeah.
more free throws, that's 2.
Okay.
What's his record again, Pat?
72 or something like that.
Gee.
85. Sorry, 85 as he goes 3 for 3. Fresh out of a chair he's been sitting in for 3 hours.
Yep.
He's 29 years old. He's 4 for 4 from the stripe. 5 for 5. This man is a machine.
Come on.
He played in high school?
Yes, he played in high school.
Played the bench.
He works too. He's incredibly handsome. He's an H&M actual mannequin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did he do that Abercrombie
That was for
thing? Was he one of those live Abercrombie models that used to stand in the window shirtless?
Yep.
Not yet, Dirty. Not yet.
Is Dirty shooting?
Dirty, the cake has arrived. Too soon. 1 for 1, we are back.
All right.
1 for 1, we are
Let
back.
Dirty shoot.
Nah.
2 for 2, Evan Foxy. We're trying to get 29 winners of $500, AJ. We're having our best shooter in the building.
Boom.
Go 3
Look at
for
Mitt.
3.
Look at Mitt in the doorway creeping.
Hell yeah, Mitt wants to see this live and in person as well. 4 for 4.
Come on, Fox.
Foxy thought I got a little bit too confident last time.
Yeah, get
they
him
started
with
talking about my mannequin build, my super handsome beard,
There it
my
is.
great fade,
What?
and I lost focus at 7. That ain't going to happen this time. No. On this birthday, 29 people.
6.
$500 if he can hit 4
Foxy.
more out of the great state of Michigan.
Oh, my God.
again?
7 is just the number right
robbed.
now.
You got robbed. That was in.
It's because you cursed the
All
Steelers
right, hey,
and 7 that one
focus
year.
in here. Focus in.
Let's take a breather.
Yeah, hold on.
Why does he like to rebound? You need to stay on the line. Get someone to rebound for you.
Yeah, do you want a rebounder?
No, he says.
Gritty guy.
I learned it from Larry.
It's all right. It's all right.
All right.
Get that out
Good.
now. He's once hit 85 straight.
Yeah.
Jeez.
There it is.
Here we go.
The road to 10 has begun.
Did he average 30 a game in high school?
I don't know if they fed him the ball enough, to be honest with you. I think they used a different strategy as opposed to feed the lefty outside, but they should have.
30 high fives.
Is that 3?
That's 3.
30 high fives again.
30 high fives again, yeah.
What?
There we go.
Is that a stat?
Yeah, you got really good at shooting after high school.
It was a hell
I
of
realize he can't hear you, obviously, and you're whispering.
He
I got it.
definitely can.
He can hear me cackling, though. I'm so sorry, Foxy. 6.
6.
Okay,
Here we go.
This is the
We are
one.
here.
This is the one.
Can we crack the code?
Here we go.
We are at 7.
Yeah,
No problem. He's going to do it. 29 people are going to win $500 because this guy who's been pushing buttons in a chair for the last 3 hours in beautiful fashion on his birthday steps up to the plate and knocks down 9 straight free throws.
A lot of pressure on this one.
There's NBA guys that couldn't do what this dude has been doing here. Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah! 29 people, $500. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Foxy.
Foxy, boom.
Happy birthday to you. Hell yeah. All you gotta do is retweet this video and say something nice to the incredibly handsome and talented Foxy, who says, you know what? There's more.
No way.
All right.
10 straight was cool.
All right, he hit 10 straight free throws. Let's
Jog
not
it
forget it is his birthday. Say something nice to him, retweet this tweet, and put the easiest way for us to pay you 29 winners of $500 to celebrate old Foxy. We can't thank you enough for allowing us to do this every single day. We appreciate the hell out of you. AJ, great work this week, pal.
Boy, Hawker.
Boys, great work. All the
Thank
guests, thank you for stopping by and giving us incredible conversations. We'll be back with an Overreaction Monday.
Let's go.
A lot of things are about to go down. We'll see you then. YouTube.com/hammer.
Dahn.
In about 5 minutes or so, going through some stuff we can gamble on over the weekend. I assume there's going to be a soccer bet or two from our Canadian friend, Gumpy. We'll see you guys on Monday. You're the best on earth. Be a friend. Tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Goodbye.